Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fúnni lóye, let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fúnni lóye, let's talk traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi, mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Lórí ètò la wà, ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi the Royals. Àmọ́ kó tó di pé aṣọ ń kóhun lórí ètò yìí, ṣé ẹ rí pé yẹ ká júbà ọba kọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ọba tó ṣe wípé ó tó nípa ṣùgbọ́n tó kọ̀ tí ò pani, tó ṣe pé ṣe ló ń pani mọ́, ọba tá dágbére fún lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá pé à ń lọ kábọ̀, tó jẹ́ kó tún ṣe fèmí àti yín láti rèé ní láyé láàyè àti láyé rere. Ògo ìyìn àtọlá ní fọ́lọ́run. Olúwa ẹ gbọpẹ́ kẹgbà yín wa. Mo tún fàsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ẹni bí ẹni èèyàn béèyàn tí wọ́n máa ń ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí, pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ kan náà gbòógì tí gbogbo wa mọ̀, iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ Jẹlẹ́ńkẹ́ Duchess, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó, tí wọ́n ti ń taṣọ ìyá ìyàwó, aṣọ bàbá ìyàwó lẹ fẹ́ ni o, aṣọ ọmọdé, aṣọ àgbà, aṣọ àtijọ́ ni ẹ fẹ́ ni o, aṣọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ǹbáyé, ẹ̀gbà ọrùn lẹ fẹ́ ni o, abẹ́fẹ́ ṣaṣọ ẹbí, ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Jẹlẹ́ńkẹ́ Duchess. Wọ́n fi kalẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà ṣùgbọ́n kò síbi tí wọ́n kì í lọ. Iléeṣẹ́ Jẹlẹ́ńkẹ́ Duchess, ẹ ṣé ẹ kú àdúrótì. Mo tún fàsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine. Bóyá ẹ fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ ni, ẹ wá fẹ́ kí ayẹyẹ yín wà lórí magazine, lọ́dà e-magazine ni o àbí paper magazine, iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine ní kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sí. Abẹ́ tí ẹ̀ wá àwọn tó máa ń yàwòrán, photographers, videographers, professional ones, contact the amazing Celebration International Magazine by Babs. They will help you. In fact, they are good, they are polite, they are very professional. I also want to thank the amazing Blanco Concepts. Iléeṣẹ́ Blanco Concepts, àwọn náà ayàwòrán ni wọ́n, kò síbi tó ń kí ń lọ. Wọ́n ní iléeṣẹ́ wọn ní ìlú yìí, ní ìlú UK, wọ́n ní Amẹ́ríkà, wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà, kò síbi tí wọ́n kí ń lọ. Iléeṣẹ́ Blanco Concepts, bí ẹ tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe photo book, all different kind of things, something that AI cannot do for you, Blanco Concepts will do it for you. Iléeṣẹ́ Blanco Concepts, ẹ ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yín á máa ròkè. Mo tún fàsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́gbà àwọn ẹni bí ẹni èèyàn béèyàn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi lórí ètò yìí, àwọn tí wọ́n ti wà níbí tí wọ́n ti ń kí wa, tí wọ́n ti ń gbóríyìn fún wa. Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú àdúrótì, a máa rí yín bá. Gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń sọ lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ pé ọ̀tún báyìí òun lọ́jọ́ ń yọ. A tún ti délé ní. Yes, we are back like we never left. We are back like we never left. We've come again with another beautiful topics. If you are new on this platform, you're welcome. We welcome new people here. We are on 3 platforms tonight. We are on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and we are also on YouTube. So if you're on, you have access to any of these platforms, you can join us from there. And I want to say to you that this is not where only the presenter will be talking. On this show, everybody is a special guest. Yes, you heard me right. Everybody is a special guest. You can air your opinion. It's a very interactive show where we bring in different kinds of beautiful topics, interesting topics, topics to learn about on marriages, weddings, family, and lifestyle generally. That's what we do here. So if you're new here this afternoon, you're welcome. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Can you please share this show? Let's call everybody, let everybody know that the show has started. I always ask for this favor every single time. Please, some people will come later and they'll be like, oh my God, I forgot to join early, I've missed out and stuff like that. So if you know anybody that would normally be here, please call them and let them know that the show had started. And I'm going to be introducing today's topic to us. In the past, we used to introduce our topics with music, but because, all these social media stuff, they are becoming more and more strict about the use of music and copyright. So we don't want them to pull down our live show. So that's why we're not using music this day. But I'm going to tell us the topic of today. And it's something that I want us to all join together and discuss about. Because whether or not we believe it, there are people out there that are going through what we're about to talk about today, and they don't know what to do, they have no idea how to go about it. There are people that have been misled, there are people that have got into trouble just because of what we're about to talk about today. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about the importance, or should I say, the pros and cons of interracial and cross-cultural marriages. Interracial and cross-cultural marriages. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. Cross-cultural marriages, interracial marriages. Yes, that's what we'll be talking about tonight. In the part of the world where we come from, especially where I come from, a lot of times we don't want our children to go outside our community or outside our culture to go and pick a bride or a groom. We say, no, 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 what do you mean? You mean in the whole of Yoruba? So that's why we're going to be talking about this today. But before we proceed, when we say cross-cultural and interracial, what's the difference or what's the similarity between the two? We're talking about two different things here. There's cross-cultural marriages and there's interracial marriage. Now let's talk about it. If you can hear me, guys, please feel free to type in your response, or you can send me an invite. You can send me an invite to join. Or if you want me to send an invite, I will do that. But please, I would like you to comment. When we're talking about cross-cultural and interracial marriages, what exactly are we talking about? What is the difference? I mean, how similar are these? What comes to mind once you hear the word cross-cultural and interracial? What comes to mind? Um, how would you describe it to somebody? Somebody just ask you and say, "Oh, what's cross-cultural? What is interracial? What's the difference between the two?" I would really like to hear from you. This is why I always like to take my time to wait for people that will normally comment on this show. If you're new here, it doesn't stop you from commenting. What do you understand by interracial and cross-cultural marriage? To you, if anybody talks about it, what would be the way, how would you describe it to somebody who doesn't, maybe who is just generally curious, or just wants explanation as to what interracial and cross-cultural marriage is? That's what we'll be looking at tonight. Interracial and cross-cultural marriage. What comes to mind when you hear the word interracial marriage, cross-cultural marriage? What comes to mind? And well, like I said, if we haven't got anybody saying anything, I will just keep talking about it till we have more people to join. Sometimes people take their time before they join, and once they join, you see them having talking. What is cross-cultural marriage? What is interracial marriage? What does it really mean? How can you differentiate the two? Now, from my own little understanding, I believe that cross-cultural is something that we can say within the same country, or should I say the same continent or whatever, but it's just that they are from different tribes and the culture are different. For example, if you're from Nigeria and you marry somebody from another part of Nigeria, that is cross-cultural. That's cross-cultural. When you are like Igbo, or you are Edo or Delta and you marry a Yoruba person, or you are Hausa and you marry somebody from Igbo side of the country, that's what I would call cross-cultural and cross-cultural. But when we talk about interracial, obviously from the word race, you can tell that the difference is about the different race. For example, maybe an Asian marrying an African, so the race is different. You say, I'm I'm Asian, I am Caucasian, or whatever. So, pardon me. So that's what we're saying. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Now, we've talked about the fact that there are people from the same country, but they share different cultures, and they find each other and they marry each other. So, those kind of people, we call them cross-cultural marriage. Cross-cultural marriage. An Igbo marrying a Yoruba person marrying an Hausa person, or Edo person marrying somebody from maybe like Kogi or something like that. So the cultures are different, even though they're from the same country.
But when we talk about interracial, I'm not talking about intercontinental. I'm not talking about intercontinental. We're talking about interracial marriage. Now, the second one is the interracial marriage. Interracial marriage is when a white person marries a black person, or maybe an Asian person marries what have you. So that's the difference. Now, why are we talking about this? What brings about this topic? A lot of people, a lot of people are now I mean, let me say it's becoming more and more popular, whether we believe it or not. Because back in the days, by the way, let me use that opportunity to remind you again. If you are yet to get a copy of my book, look, this is my book. It's one of my first books. It's called The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Marriage. The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Marriage will tell you how Nigerian traditional marriage started and how it has evolved over the time. It is called The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Marriage, Past, Present, and Future. If you want to know how traditional marriage is being done in Nigeria back in the days, you will see in this book. Not just Yoruba traditional marriage, I'm talking about you know, other cultures, other tribes. So, in case you're wondering, where can I get it? It's on Amazon. So, Nigerian traditional marriage, evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage will tell you. So, back in the days, one of the things that used to happen those days was that we used to marry within our community. Nobody goes outside their community. We used to marry within our community. It's so rare. It was so rare back in the days to see people going to other parts of, other parts of the world or other parts of the country to marry. They stay within the community. And can anybody tell me why back in the days they just stay within their communities to marry? Please, if you're just joining us, we're talking about cross-cultural and interracial marriages. That's what we're talking about tonight. Cross-cultural and interracial marriages, meaning marriage that happen between people from the same country but different cultures, and then also marriages that happen between people that are from different races. Like, for example, I'm Black African and I got married to somebody who is a Black Asian or white Asian, or I got married to a Caucasian. That's what we're talking about. Now, we are now asking a question. Back in the days, one of the most popular things back then was that people marry within their community. As I said to us in my book, one of my books, my first book that I wrote, the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage, past, present, and future. In that book, you can see, God bless you, ma, pure heart. You can see what Nigerian traditional marriage used to be back in the days and what it is today and what is likely to be in the future. The evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage, past, present, and future. Now, the question here is, one of the things that used to happen back in the days is that people used to marry within their community. People used to marry just within their community. They don't go outside their community. And I'm asking a question. Why? Why is it that those days people marry within their community and now people are now going outside the community to marry? What can we say caused this? What's the reason that, what used to be like within us, and now we've gone just not across the culture, we're now going across the continent, we're now going even across race to marry, you know and one of the things that was said in the book is the fact that back in the days we are more of community. We are like, people dwell in this small community. I'm not seeing responses tonight. This is very unlike us. This show is a very interactive shows. It's not something that I do the talking alone. For those that are just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. Pure Heart, thank you so much. Jimmy's Creations UK, thank you. Uh, thank you so much, ma. God bless you, ma. Delicious. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. So let's talk about it. Tra- Cross-cultural marriages and in interracial marriages. Yay! Good evening, ma. Mommy Tayo, God bless you, ma, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I celebrate you. Yes, thank you so much, ma. So let's talk about it. Why is it that, like I said to us, well, one of the things that was in my book that I wrote about the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage, past, present, and future, what it used to be, what it is now, and what it is going to be in the future, is the fact it's talking about how traditional marriage used to be done back in the days, how it is now, and how it's going to be in the future. And one thing that I said mentioned earlier is the fact that Traditional marriage then used to be within the small community. You can hardly see anybody going outside the community to marry. So what changed? Why do we now have not just cross-cultural, not just international marriages? We now have interracial marriages. You now see black marrying Caucasians. You see people marrying from Asians marrying black people and stuff like that. How did we get here? So please feel free to put your comments. I will appreciate that. Put your comment on as we normally do on this show. And if you're new here tonight, this is ETO IGBEYAWO. Let's talk traditional marriage and more with Bumi Royals. We discuss everything about Nigerian traditional marriage, about marriages, about weddings, and about family and lifestyle generally. So if you're joining us tonight, please feel free. Nobody's a guest here. We are all member of this family. We don't have anybody new. We talk, we express ourselves. We are allowed to air our opinion. We learn from one another, and that's one good thing about this show. So please, if you know, what do you think is the reason? I love to ask questions before I put in my little understanding of why this. And I've learned a lot on this show just because people are coming here to talk. So if you're online and you want to tell me why, how come, what happened from back in the days when we used to have just strictly marriages within our community, small community, and now we now have marriages not just across culture. We now have marriages, across races, across continents. Please feel free to unmute yourself and talk. Feel free to interrupt me. And why? What happened? Somebody says, "Oh, thank you, precious care. God bless you." She says, "God blessings, God blessings. Thank you so much. Good blessings you." So we can talk. Hey, Yao Babatia. Thank you so much, ma'am. God bless you. When you looking takeaway. So let's talk about it. I have been hearing my own voice for too long. That is not how we operate on this show. On this show, we let people talk. I don't do all the talking. So, if you want to tell me, why do you think that instead of having marriages within our community as it used to be back in the days, why is it that now we now have across culture, across continents, and even interracial marriages? Why? God bless you. Thank you, Precious Care Recruitment. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you. So as I said, if you have joined, feel free to unmute. I know a lot of people always wait for somebody to start talking. Don't be afraid to be the first person to start talking. Just unmute and talk to me. Okay, if for now people are not talking because I know that it's a work day. Sometimes people are still at work, some people are driving, some people are on their way home and stuff like that. So I can understand. That's why towards the end you now see a lot of people coming on board and say, "Yeah, I wanted to say something, but I was driving, but I was this, da, 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 da." So I understand. Yeah. Somebody said the children don't understand. Somebody said love, oh, love, oh, love, 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 love. Okay, somebody said love. Okay, I want to believe that what this person is trying to say, oh, Baba said love. I want to believe that what she's trying to say is the fact that maybe that is where they found love. Maybe that's where they found love. Well, it could be. It could be that that is where they found love. Thank you, ma. Somebody said because the children don't understand. Because they don't understand. Perhaps maybe that is why. Maybe they don't understand. They just found love and they go for it. As I said, please feel free to unmute yourself and interrupt if you wanted to say something. Good
evening, everybody.
Good evening, ma. God bless you, ma.
Let me just say something. Welcome as usual.
Thank you, ma.
This is a very interesting topic. You always bring it on.
Thank you, ma.
God bless you real good.
Amen. Thank you, ma.
To be honest, why this cross-cultural, interracial, and all this kind of marriages occur? Back in the days, very limited people travel abroad. Very, very. The border wasn't, or Nigeria was still good. Let me not say the border wasn't open. Nigeria was still good. Our parents were about travel. They travel and come back home because Nigeria economy was very, very good. I remember back in the days when my mommy used to travel, I saw in her passports 300 naira. Yeah. So even when they had their kids abroad,
yeah, yes,
because nobody was ready to leave Omo or Majerike, you understand what I mean? But it now became very common when the Nigerian economy crumbled completely. Everybody left home looking for greener pasture. And it became after some time, age will catch up. You won't have a choice than to settle where you are. And it's say your boss you know, you will now start seeing a girl wanting, well, I would not say love per se. They just settled for what they found. Like my husband will say, Mr. Available, Mrs. Available, I really feel Mr. Right. Mrs. Right. Majority of the people married whosoever was available at the time they were ready to marry. It is now to get our emergency yet. No one deliberately, intentionally marrying non-indigenous. Non-Nigerian, for example, Ghanaian, non-Ghanaian.
Yeah. So if I get you right, Ma, if I get you right, you're saying that then the reason why people used to marry within their community is because that is where they were living within the community. Nobody left home. You know, nobody left home. So we went for what we have access to, so to speak.
Yes.
And then the reason that people now do a lot of cross-cultural and interracial is because there's white people now are widely travels. People now travel to all parts of the world, and wherever they are is where they find who they marry. Thank you so much, Ma.
Wherever they are, yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma.
And children of these days, Ma, they intentionally marry outside their race because let me not say 99. 95% of the children they don't enjoy their parents' wedding. Their parents' marriage. Wedding. What's wrong with parents? If this is what love is called, magic. For example, Yoruba got married. God forbid, I will never marry a Nigerian. I will never marry a man. I will never marry a woman.
Wow.
Some of them will move away. Yoruba girl will go and marry Igbo boy. Igbo boy will go and marry a Hausa girl. You know, and later they started expanding, started spreading their tentacles, started exploring because they've seen how foreigners look after their spouses. What they enjoy, well, this Nigeria to Nigerian thing, it's like we're so primitive. We're so cultural oriented.
We're like almost like cultural bondage, so to speak.
You understand? So they want to explore. Let me go and marry someone that will assist me in the kitchen.
I see. Thank you, Ma.
You understand? Let me pause it for now and
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. I'm not sure if some people are just joining us, but if you're just joining us tonight, you're welcome to ETO IGBEYAWO. Let's talk traditional marriages and more with Bumimi Durias. Tonight we are exploring on the topic that says cross-cultural and interracial marriages. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about back in the days. You can barely see anybody that marry outside their community. People always marry within their community. Yoruba marry Yoruba. In fact, within your even within Yoruba, you see Jebu person marry Jebu. Within the Hausa, you see people marry from the same immediate community. You can hardly see anybody go outside their community to marry. And we are asking why? Why was it like that time? And why is it that nowadays we see a lot of our young people going outside, not just outside the community, they are going outside their culture, they are going outside their state, they are going outside their country, they are going outside their race. Some people are going as far as marrying somebody who is even not their skin color. Why? And my sister that just finished talking now told us that a lot of times the reason people do that is because back in the days, well, there was no much traveling. People live within the same community. People don't go out of this outside of their community. People grow up within the same community, so is what was available that people will marry. She said now people travel wide, which is true. People travel, borders are open. And back in the Nigerian economy was good. People were pleased to be within. They don't have let me say they are not exposed to other cultures and other races. They are only exposed to their immediate cultures and immediate races. So I believe that that's she said she believed that that's why a lot of people married within their cultures back in the days. Now, she also said another reason why children of nowadays are now marrying outside their race and outside their culture is because they wanted freedom. They saw their parents' marriage fail. They saw that their parents were trapped within the cultural bondage. They were looking to explore. They were looking for people that would do better. They're looking for people that would say, okay, I don't mind washing dishes and I'm not embarrassed to help my wife wash dishes. I'm not embarrassed to help my wife clean the baby when the baby, stuff like that. She said that is one of the reasons. Somebody also said, yeah, Baba said, one of the reasons that people go outside is because they are looking for love, and that is where they find love. And she also said because they don't understand better, like the children of that we have, we some children that they grew up in outside the country, they just fall in love with whoever they fall in love with. They don't even think about the race and the color. They don't see the color, they don't see the skin, they don't see the culture. They fall in love with whoever they fall in love with. And that's why we see a lot of people now doing these interracial marriages, interracial and cross-cultural. You see people marry people of other culture, other skin color, other continent and stuff like that. Somebody said that's very correct. They don't understand why mommy must bring daddy's food to the dining table and calm him down to come and to call him down to come and eat. Yes, because the children of nowadays, the Gen Zs and the Gen Zs and the Alpha generation, they are wondering why is daddy sitting in the sitting room for the whole day and mommy have been the ones, laboring, and now mommy has finished laboring. She still have to serve the food, and now she has to even almost beg daddy to come and eat. Thank you, ma. So we are talking about why we are having so many cross-cultural and interracial marriages nowadays. Now, I want to find out from parents that are on this platform tonight. Um, would you approve your child of interracial or cross-cultural marriages? Because I know that one thing that happened after a while, when people started having exposure to other somebody said dada, when people started having exposed, when they started getting exposed to other tribes, other culture, other races, we find out that at some point people started people started dating people from other parts of the world, and parents started protesting. Some parents will say, "Mm, over my living body will I see you marry somebody from that part of the world." In fact, it was so bad that people got used to marry people within their community, that within Ijebu, they will be saying, I cannot let you go and marry from Ijebu. You see, even within Shagamu, they will say, I cannot let you go and marry somebody from Ikene. It was that bad. So, and even within the Igbo, some parts of Igbo will be saying, I cannot let you go and marry this type of Igbo. You can only marry Anambra. Anambra cannot marry Enugu. Enugu cannot marry, you see it was so bad that a lot of children were deprived to marry who they really love because the parents were protesting and saying, no, I can't let you marry. Now, I want to ask parents on this platform again, would you approve of your child going to marry from another race? I've seen two parents answer. Somebody said, of course. The other time we were discussing a particular topic and it brought us to this area. So people were talking about, I said, don't let us be distracted. We are coming back to talk about interracial and cross-cultural. Don't let us go there because it came as a subtopic in one of the topics that we have done before. People were now talking about, I said, no, wait, we'll come back. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Somebody said, yes, very well. Somebody said 100%. Somebody said, oh yes, so if you can't beat them, you join them. As one of our mommy is being diplomatic about her answer here. Somebody said we don't have any choice, so if we don't want to lose our children. Now let's talk about what if you have a choice. I'm not talking about, okay, let's just leave them. Any choice. No, I don't want us to answer on that. I want you to answer that if I have my way left to me, I don't want my child to go outside my culture to go and marry. But since all these children of nowadays, if you don't let them go where they want, they can decide to shake kiniko. Which one? Now let's talk about, thank you, MC Ambassador. Let's talk about it. If you have your way sincerely, would you allow them to go? And if not, why? If yes, why? Let's talk about that. Because I've seen a lot of parents be very, very diplomatic in the way they respond. But ewo la fẹ́ ṣe, la fẹ́ ṣe, àwọn ọmọ yìí, nǹkan tó láwọn fẹ́ láwọn fẹ́. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti fẹ́, wọ́n ti fẹ́ náà nìyẹn. If you will allow your child to go, why? If you will not allow your child to go, why? And has this always been your idea? Or is it something that is along the line, you now realize that, kò mà sí point, ẹ jẹ́ kán lọ ṣe nǹkan tó bá wù wọ́n. Kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ rí? Kí ni nǹkan tẹ́yin rí tẹ́ fi wò pé, you know what, tó bá lóun lọ sí side yẹn, okay, ẹ jẹ́ á fílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, or has this always been your idea? Please, if you're online and you want to come on board, please feel free, and you can also unmute yourself. Has this always been your idea? Or is this something that you just, you just accept just because kò sí nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ ṣe sí ẹ ṣáà jẹ́ ká fa àwọn ọmọ yìí lẹ̀ torí àwọn ọmọdé yìí tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá jẹ́ kó fẹ́ tó wọ́n sìn ó lè di nǹkan míì ó lè di wàhálà stuff like that. No, let's talk about it. Yes, ma'am.
Personally, it has always been my own idea not to marry. That's okay, you not to marry a black man.
You don't want to marry someone that you understand the language, okay?
Yes.
Seriously?
Right from when I was very, very, I'm telling you, I don't know why, I wanted a white person. Unfortunately, me say the white kakato toast me. Not until
may that good Lord forgive you.
Amen. That has always been me. So I've had that in mind when I was still very young.
Okay.
So I would not tell a child not to do if I can have that kind of thing in mind. So definitely one or two of my children will say, you know what, Mom? I will say no. To imagine me got opportunity at if any to me back then. Maybe I would have married a white man.
Wow.
You understand?
Okay.
And another thing is my elder sister. She didn't marry a Lagosian. She married an Ijebu man. And my mom said, no. And my sister told her point blank,
oh, God.
Oh, yes. And she got pregnant for the man. So my mom had to answer, so she gave up. She just answered off. Let me put it that way. So if we don't allow our children to do what they want to do, as to marry who they want to marry, it's about the advice you want, to check. Trust me, we are going to lose them. Not to death or
Thank you so much, ma'am.
The person we say they shouldn't marry, because time so whatever you tell them, they will tell their partner. And that would now create a threat for you. Partner will go to my head even before getting married to your own child. What's in my head?
Thank you so much.
And one day I asked my daughter, ma, will you marry someone like your dad? Only God forbid. Only God forbid.
They will never hide their feelings. They are not like us.
It's true. So she only God forbid. Obviously, she has seen something I didn't see. And she might decide not to say because I'm married to a Nigerian man. Only is a Nigerian thing. I don't want to marry a Nigerian. You understand?
Yeah.
Or I don't want to marry a Nigerian. I'll marry another black person, but not a Nigerian. The way I've seen you and my dad, you understand?
Yes.
So it is always good to allow them to choose, but with our guidance and prayers.
Thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate that. Like one of the things that she said was that sometimes these children, they are watching us. Some people will say, I don't want to marry a Nigerian because I don't like the way my parents' marriage is. Some children will just say the reason I want to go to another tribe or culture or race, it might be because they see what their parents dealt with and they don't want that, like we said. And some like this somebody was saying here, Precious Care, she said maybe that is the place they have their happiness. Sometimes maybe they find it that this is where they have happiness. Sometimes they just found love. They just found love there, and they didn't find love within their community, their immediate community, and they decided to go for that. Now let's talk about when we say, okay, this is what they want, let's leave them to go and do what they want. Don't let us disturb them. Don't let us ask them not to come, to our marriage. Our own type of marriage is not compulsory. Let's talk about what could, I mean, should I say, does marrying within somebody's community guarantee successful marriage, and vice versa? I mean, marrying outside, because a lot of times the reason why our people will say, yeah, this speaking has killed me. Oh, you want to go and marry somebody that I don't understand their language. You want to go and marry somebody that you don't understand how they operate, and blah 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 blah. Now, does marrying within your community guarantee successful marriage? And does marrying outside, I mean, or with outside, mean that the marriage will not be okay? Because a lot of times the reason why people are saying don't go there is because they are worried that something will stop. Hey, I need to come out for evil. Well, hey, they're telling you not to go and marry. You are saying you don't want. God forbid, over my dead body, will you marry Oyinbo? If this is so, let's talk about it. Please, guys, I just genuinely love it when people communicate on this platform. Somebody's saying, no, it doesn't guarantee. Yes. So marrying within our community does not guarantee that the marriage is going to be successful. MC Ambassador says that that was in the past. Gen Z they don't spoil everything. Is there some we are talking about somebody said it's capital no, somebody said mba, meaning what they're saying here is the fact that you marry within your community does not guarantee a successful marriage. Within your community does not guarantee successful marriage. Now, if it does not guarantee successful marriage, so what are the reasons, other reasons why parents really get upset? You see, parents get really upset. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. And you see parents getting really angry that their children are marrying outside their I saw a request. Why did I miss it? Why is it that some parents get really mad? For doing this, except it's not this my breast that you suck. Why did you go and marry? So if marrying within the community does not guarantee successful marriage, why are parents always saying no? Please feel free to talk, ma, or mute yourself. Welcome on board. You can unmute yourself, ma, if you want to talk. Somebody said it's based on the experience they had. What experience do they have? What experience do they have? I would like to hear more about that. If you're on board and you want to talk, please feel free to unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please. God bless you. God bless you, sis. How do you say your name? God. I'm trying to pronounce the name. God bless you. Please feel free, ma. Go ahead.
Can I talk now?
Yes.
Okay. Like the topic you brought up. Thank God. Just scrolling on TikTok, and this is my first time of coming on your page.
Oh, you're welcome.
To me, I don't believe marrying within my community guarantees a long-lasting marriage whatsoever. Because I've seen series of couples, they get married from the same community, and at the end, they get to divorce. It's just like when my parents were telling me, don't bring Igbo to my house. Don't bring this to my house. You must marry a Yoruba man. But at the time, I had to sit down and I had to tell them, like, it is, you don't judge. Don't judge. That Yoruba man you want me to marry might be something else in my life. To me, I always tell people, I prefer to date an outsider. That is not even my tribe. Because I see most of my tribe, like, they are not serious. I'm being sincere with you now. They are not. But when I date other tribes, you will see, as in, the commitment will be so. But when I get home, you be hearing that thing and keep thinking in my head, like, don't bring Igbo man to my household. It has to be a Yoruba man. And I told them, I said, okay, if it has to be a Yoruba man, can we just forget about anything called marriage? You cannot accept it, because something like that has happened to me. I brought an Igbo guy to my house because my dad was like, Lefe Igbo. And that was it. And they don't have any excuse. It is not as if he did something wrong. Just, Lefe Igbo. Their excuse is, boy, I don't understand their language. If they want to kill you now, that's how they will say it. That, old people with old mentality, somebody marry outside their community, they kill the person. I was just like, but Yoruba can kill Yoruba too. Yes, Yoruba can kill you. It happens, man. It happens a lot. So to me, one thing I just believe in life, that whatever that will be good for me, that God should give me. I'm not discriminating. Because to me, if I meet a Yoruba guy today, probably tomorrow I'm at Daru, because to me, I believe some of them, they are not matured. Yeah, no. They are still women's born. And even if you meet elderly ones there, they will still, the way they will be behaving, it will be so annoying. I'm this kind of person. I don't like drama in relationships. But let me just say, a scenario that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was dating a man, a 52-years-old man. And you were telling me not to come online, not to do a Yoruba man like me. So I was not like, why wouldn't I come online? Because you don't know my parents, I don't know your family. So why would you be telling me to stay away? You want to resist me from going online? I said, no. Red flag. Yeah, I said, this is a red flag. I have to tell him, Daddy, Emma Binumi is saying, Daddy. Yes. I was about to ask that, did you eventually marry the Igbo person, and how did you manage? No, they did not. They did not allow you to marry the person, and now, yeah. Now, looking at this now, we're talking about. I know that sometimes they say that what our parents see when they are sitting down, than when we stand up, that we cannot see it. But no, forget about that thing. It works in olden days, not now. It's not all the time that they are right. Leave everything for God. Let His will be done. Leave everything for God. Let His will be done. Yeah. Okay, and I have an auntie. She eventually got married to an Igbo person. I remember when my granddad was around, when he was alive. Because this my auntie, I don't know, maybe because of her stature, she's very tall, and for a woman, she's quite tall. Every toaster that comes to her, na Igbo. Every toaster. And my granddad said, Anise, Igbo. And they delayed her. In fact, last born. Not first born. All in the name of this delay. And guess what? She eventually married an Igbo. Yeah, I don't always see a Yoruba. I don't always see a Yoruba serious guy. When it comes to other tribe, I've dated Hausa, a naval officer. But this my parents, Yorubani, and I told them, but yeah, Malawa or Kowa for me. There is, like you said, you are experiencing with Yoruba people that are not good.
bó ṣe wà ní Yorùbá ló wà ní Hausa. That could be bad Hausa person, that could be bad Yoruba person, that could be bad Oyinbo, that could be bad any tribe.
If I date Igbo, I always, as in, they will be so serious to the core. Let me date a Yoruba man. They will frustrate somebody's life because already
luck, you have to trace yourself. You have to look at your aura, the kind of people that you attract. There's some people like that in your tribe. You know, mama attracts and you go back. And saying that you should not marry that particular tribe is like taking you away from your destiny. Pata. That's one thing again. We need to think about how any motiwo surai. Everybody is always about an outside person looking after them, and why are you not letting them marry who they want to marry? I want to talk about what could possibly go wrong when parents insist. Let's talk about what could go wrong when parents insist. What could possibly go wrong? Kí ló lè go wrong? Kí ni disadvantage tó wà ńbẹ̀? Pé káwọn òbí máa tẹnu mọ́ pé o ò lè fẹ́ ni àwọn ará ìlú yìí.
What I think about it is probably they've had, or maybe they've seen somebody in that shoe, and then this Nollywood of a thing. Might affect most parents too.
Nǹkan tó ń rí nínú movie.
Then you really are yet on people saying like something that happens to somebody closer to them. You don't use that one to judge.
So
the only thing you have to think, this should not happen to my children. Simple as ABC.
Thank you so much.
They will just capitalize on that. You cannot go there. Does that mean no? Our ways and paths are different.
Thank you so much. In fact, I also know somebody. I know somebody who is probably in her 60s now. I remember talking to her recently, and she said, "Ibiti our parents may buy me daily." You know, because she wanted to marry somebody when she was young, and then they said no because she's from this particular part of the tribe. Then she brought another person. Eléyìí náà tẹ̀ tí wá burú jù. Ètò tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ mú àyẹ̀ tẹ̀ ṣe ń da. Ìjẹ̀bú lélẹ̀, Ẹ̀gbá nìyẹn, Èkó lélẹ̀, Ègùn nìyẹn. This woman brought multiple men. They did not allow her to marry any of them. And at the end of the day, by the time she will settle down, it was now too late. They were now saying, okay, widow or even if it is, they not started saying just bring somebody after it's too late.
After wasting our precious time.
After it's too late. After she's now being asked out by divorcees, by people with one already that already have one wife and stuff like that. They're not saying just bring anybody. And that's what eventually happened. She brought in somebody, but collapsed because Otiwabosi just take whatever you can take. Parents, we need to be careful.
This story you're saying is similar to my case. Forget about the young face. Yes, I have a baby face. By next year, January 1st, I'll be 40.
Right.
I have to sit myself down like, okay, let me just sit. You don't use my own to judge because we are different. For me to have to like, okay, let me just remain like that. Work for money, spend the money on myself. Since you don't want to allow me to marry my own choice, that would be so.
Thank you so much, sis. Somebody is saying that one of the things that can happen if parents continue to insist that you have to marry from my side of the world is that those children might decide to not to marry. He said the parents also can be selfish sometimes, and some children might even decide to run away. You see, that my auntie that I'm talking about. Now, this is not me encouraging this. I'm not encouraging that because your parents said no, that you have to run away with the man. But this my auntie at one point was like, and she left. She married the man. It doesn't mean that she's not going to face challenge in the marriage, and it doesn't mean that she's going to face challenge in the marriage. So any little thing that happened in that marriage, they will not be saying I said black to black. It's happening everywhere. I am not saying that children should marry without their parents' consent, but if that's where they find love, please help them to manage things. Investigation. if you see any reason, maybe you saw a red flag that the children are not seeing and you want to tell them, you have to be careful the way you say it. Don't say it like you hate this particular person. Say it and explain to them, you know, kind of things. This auntie that I'm talking about today, auntie will marry. Auntie will marry. You know the man do. Yeah, auntie will marry. No, marry, and she didn't even mind. Let's talk less of having children. She's now saying, what happened to Instagram? She's now saying that if she had known, she would not have listened to her parents. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for her when she said, if I had known, I would not have listened to my parents. That is a very horrible thing to say. You know, parents need to learn to let children be. Don't impose too much on them. Kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe aláwọ̀ kejì, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe lédè kejì, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe, as long as this person is married for the right reasons. And we're going to move on to the next thing. When people marry other tribe for the wrong reason, and when people marry other tribe for the wrong reason, people marry the other race for the wrong reasons. For example, nowadays you see a lot of black people marrying white people for the wrong reasons. It's not because they love them, it's not because of anything. So how do we manage that? Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa yẹn. Àwọn tó máa lọ ń fẹ́ elédè mi àbí aláwọ̀ mi for the wrong reason. Let's talk about that. Don't know why. If you can hear me, let me mute this person for now. So let's talk about that. Sometimes people marry the next tribe for the wrong reasons. Instagram will disappear. They marry for the wrong reasons. So how do we know when people go and marry for the wrong reasons? Let me man lost another tribe for the wrong reasons. You know, it's so common nowadays. You see young black man, Nigerian man or Yoruba man or Igbo man or woman marrying or Arubo come from another race. You know, that is marrying for the wrong reasons. Marrying another tribe for the wrong reasons. You don't go and marry people for the wrong reasons. They have yes. Mr. Kenza, they have lived their life. Yes, ma. Go ahead, ma.
For the wrong reason. We can say for the wrong reason, but for them it's for the right reason. To be honest, majority of the young ones are married like I have peculiarity like some of them, to be honest. When I was young, I've always said I would marry someone that is from 30 years older than me. So when you see a 20-year-old girl marrying a 60, 70-year-old man, or she will marry for the wrong reason. The majority of them married for leverage. Some marry for especially the people that traveled out of Africa to another country. They marry for leverage, to be honest. And once they get to that pedestal, they just divorce. So those are the ones that married for the wrong reason. But some of them, genuinely, they will stay in that marriage. Well, you know what? Although in our tribe, our male cannot marry someone older than them. I don't know why that is. It is kind of a taboo. But a female can marry someone that is as old as her father. It is acceptable. But why some of us like older men? Some boys too, they like older women.
It is well,
because they believe they will take care of them like the way mommy take care of them. And some of my gender that married other tribe for certain reasons, like for plate. The man will be in the kitchen. It is 1 week is my turn to cook, the other week is his turn to cook. We might think it's for the wrong reason. And what I felt do more Yoruba. You will be the one looking after the children. You want to look after
yeah.
We walk around the clock.
Fabulous
I just
Femi.
said in my house this weekend.
Yeah.
The daddy and the children.
Yeah.
We work. Everybody works 5 days a week and 2 days off. I'm giving you 1 week notice. I want 2 days off. Tuesdays and Saturdays. I don't care. I'm not cooking. I'm not washing. If I come to the kitchen, it's for myself.
Yeah.
So that is why some of our mama, they go marry other tribes. Like Oyibo, for example.
Yeah.
If you go out with Oyibo for a date.
Yeah.
The boy has his money.
Yeah.
The has that money.
Yes.
But the way we were brainwashed, I don't know where this narrative came from in Africa. No, let me say in Nigeria. Because of community she came from many people to date the girl continue Nigeria. She was surprised when he was spoiling her. Almost Zimbabwe and Kenya. They love Nigerian men because Nigerian men will not allow them to spend money when they take them out. So some of ours too, they marry other tribe. We all want to be loved and cherished.
Somebody is actually talking here. Somebody's fabulous Femi. She said older women are human beings too. They have emotions. Some of us. He said some of us work 6 days. 6 days. I want to believe the person is advocating for older women.
5 days.
Yeah, what the person is actually trying to buttress your point when you said older women. Some people go for older women because they also deserve to be loved. No, so because the person is trying to.
Older men, they don't date older women. Maybe they are widow. And they want love. They are made to be saying that they always want younger girls. What about the older ones? They don't feel of anyone now. You don't want to lay now. They need somebody to caress them. They need to feel human again. They've got emotion. They need to be loved. So and that is why we still have some young guys. So I work with I want I told you money to let service and they will stay there. They won't just go there for the money.
It is well, oh.
They will stay there.
You see, you have found a supporter here that is supporting everything you are saying. You see.
Yes, Jare, fabulous friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it's true. We may think it's for one reason, but everybody have their own reason for choosing certain people, whether older women for younger guys, or older men, or even your mates. Only reason, I mean, they will prefer to marry their own mates. Shut up, your dirty sticking mouth. But if they marry someone older, Baba is a shut up. I won't be able to say shut up. While some of us prefer a little bit older, some of us prefer very, very much older.
Anyways, by the way, Fabulous Femi says he's not a man, he's an older woman. She's an older woman, and she can relate to the speaker's submission. So apparently what we are saying here is older women also deserve love, but don't forget that
they deserve to be loved.
Don't forget that what brought us here is actually about interracial and cross-cultural marriages. We are saying that some people marry other races and other cultures for the wrong reasons. For example, we've seen a lot of young men marrying very much older women who are white because they want. But somebody is saying no, we shouldn't just jump to conclusions that those.
Some of these older women or some of these younger people.
Yeah.
Because when older women choose their tribe, for example, in Africa, let me say stereotype anything. Let me say in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If you find a older woman dating a younger boy in Nigeria, it's a taboo.
Ben.
So instead, and they will be shepherding for that woman.
But ma, would you mind if your son, I'm not talking about just women that are older, like few years old, would you mind if your son go for someone that is as old as you and date them? Let's be realistic.
That is what we are saying. Personally, I would mind. That's what we're saying. And that is why these women, they leave their own tribe.
Yeah.
The other tribe.
Somebody said that's a kind of worms. My father's second wife was English. So my brothers married Ghanaian women. You see, this is what we are saying, ma'am. Fabulous Femi. And if everybody that just joined us, in case you're just joining us, we're talking basically what brought us to this direction. We're coming from somewhere. This conversation started from marrying interracial marriages and cross-cultural marriages. Why people don't they frown at cross-cultural marriages and interracial marriages? How did we get here? Because back in the days, people used to marry within their cultures, within their tribes, within their races. And the reason that happened then, we've been able to discuss that it was because we were living in the same community. We were not traveling. We didn't even see other white people. We only probably just see them on TV and stuff. But nowadays, there is the world has become a global village. They travel down, we travel here, we meet in schools, meet in universities, we meet, outside people. Then maybe back in the days, back in the days, marriages and weddings used to be done just within the community, but nowadays people go to universities, people go to schools, we meet different people. I used to have a guy in my secondary school days. He was an Igbo guy that was crushing on me and I didn't like him. In fact, the day I just mention it as a joke in front of my mom, she nearly killed me. Ọmọ Igbo orí mi ò ní jẹ́, ẹlẹ́dàá mi ò ní jẹ́, mo kàn pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀, kí ló ṣọmọ Igbo, ṣé wọn ò lórí ni? That's what we are saying. Now, a lot of parents had put their children in trouble just because they insisted that they cannot marry, or they insist that they cannot marry from another tribe. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people that have good reasons, maybe the experience they have. They now say, oh, àwọn Igbo yìí náà ṣe bye. Some people, they are doing it out of resentment from previous experience. I know people that said a particular tribe, their child will never go there because during the Kaduna War, when there was a war battle, whatever, in Kaduna those days, they killed the entire family, and it was only him and one of his children that was spared. And the tribe that were responsible to that, he said anything tó bá ti jẹ mọ́ tòun kò ní lọ sí area tribe yẹn. Sometimes people bring things from traumas from the past. People bring bad experiences and say, oh, when I used to live in so and so place, the Igbo woman that used to live was so nasty, or the Yoruba woman was very, very nasty, and all sort of things. Then other excuses that people give, they give excuse that, oh, bede won, don't go and marry somebody that you don't understand their language. Now, let's talk about the language barrier. When people say don't go and marry these people because you don't understand their language, is that a good reason to say no, man or bang? Mama T, feel free to unmute yourself if you want to talk to us. Anybody, if you want to talk, please feel free to unmute yourself. Is that a good reason? Somebody said most Nigerians are tribalistic or religious specific. Yeah, we are very, very, in fact, we are very, very, very tribalistic in Nigeria.
Yeah, it can be that because the language can be barrier. Because how come I will marry an Igbo and they will be saying their own culture, that one, and then me, I'm not be able to understand what they mean. And also, like me, I'm sorry to say, I can't marry Igbo. Even my daughter cannot marry Igbo.
Mama yes.
I will tell you something.
Mama
a friend of mine married one of them. Still, the way they treat, because it's Yoruba, yeah, it's taken care of, but the way this man is treating my friend is like hell.
Can I interrupt you, ma? Do you think that a Yoruba man cannot do the same to a fellow Yoruba woman?
But not Yoruba too many fear of God. Yes. Mama T, can I chip in something? Yeah, come. What you said now, the way the Igbo man treated your friend, in contact our family, and in contact my portrait, but she to back the way. Sorry, babe, this is my queen. Your family will carry that. I've seen Igbos like they were like, and I have an Igbo friend. She has vowed in her life not to marry an Igbo person. She got married to an Ibadan man. And she's happily married, going to 10 years now. She vowed never to marry Igbo.
And she's Igbo.
And this thing like. She's Igbo.
Okay.
And I followed her. I was even the chief bridesmaid. She vowed that none of her children will marry Igbo. tribe like her. That the world go for Yoruba. Then our person here, I think our man here no one. Because our family ever think she yama see ya way. You always stand. This is what I want. So my here no ni no one any tabe konika.
Let me read this comment. 1 second. Yeah. Can you imagine? Sure on
I don't count that one.
Sure on here. Yeah, let me quickly read these comments, ma. Before Koto disappear, ma Binu, sorry to interrupt you. Let me quickly read this comment. Somebody, Fabulous Femi, she said, most Nigerians are tribalists or religious specific. She now said, I have a friend, Iyabo, married an Igbo Christians for 35 years, and they are still married. She said there's an individual. Christian said it's an individual thing. It's not about being Igbo or Yoruba. Somebody said Igbo Christians also too fear God, even Muslim non-Christians. Elomi born again, ori e gbale gan. Elomi o de mo Jesu, o de mo Ọlọ́run. Yes. Somebody said, oh, hello people, my chemostic, God bless you. Flourish is saying we shouldn't be stereotypical. That's where I'm going. She said we can't condemn the entire tribe because of one person's misbehavior. Okay, thank you. So go on, Mama, go on, ma. Go on with your.
So at the end of the day, the man have to, the lady, which is my friend, have to leave the man, and then even before they separated, and then the man said, because I married you for my own pleasure, not like I really, really love you. Later, and I know that it be more. Anyway, Igbo people, they like to have a lot of babies, and that my friend is already have 7 good children.
Can you imagine? But Mama T. But Mama T, you think that cannot happen if it's Yoruba to Yoruba?
7. Well, I have somebody that is my family that you have more than 7. So we are 12 with number. Nino won't wear your com. So anyway,
so let's look at I think it's about individual. Fabulous Femi is saying my ex came from a strong praying Christian family, yet he doesn't fear or believe in God.
Yes, true. Yeah. There's some people here they are like that.
Some of them is because that person has a stamina. Okay, so basically, for those who are just joining us, we're talking about cross-cultural and interracial marriages, the pros and cons. People are talking about on this same platform. 2 people are actually here tonight. Can I
chip in something about what Fabulous Femi said?
Yeah.
Again, so for you, gbogbo èèyàn tó lọ sí church ni èèyàn Ọlọ́run. Share our born again brothers here. Only one banner Jew.
You see, that's another stereotype, you know. That is another.
Yes, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I always tell people I cannot marry a skinny cocoa brother. Okay.
That is another. I am sis.
Sis. That's true.
I'm going to interrupt you.
No, ma. Let me just chip in this thing. I will tell you from life experience. Sherry, I always tell people I would rather marry a man. Born again. Yes. I'm a doctor. I just be on you know. Say that our brother will to my one in church here. I'm a doctor. Be your son here. Oh, and your toba friend, one don't friend one born to get they are married. They always say it. Where they back, the way they treat their wives. You want to go to Barani.
But I believe you. I believe that. I believe it. I believe that Koshogbo don't know church no born again. But you cannot say brothers. You cannot stereotype. Now that's what we're saying. And you look me. We've seen people that are in church that are good Christians, born again for real, and they are, they will do what they're supposed to do. And we've also seen people in church that are really crazy, as you said. And one will get in church, not because they came to church for real, Somebody's also saying church is an hospital though. It's not, and it's not everybody that is responding to treatment. Somebody said, I'm with a traditional Ibadan Muslim man, very kind and simple, but he loves me. I am born again, ordained. Oh wow, the problem. That's the problem. Some people will be lucky to find. Somebody said we have sisters who are were too in churches and mosques. So cross-cultural interracial thing, we cannot stereotype. It is wrong. It is wrong. Fabulous Femi, please feel free to interrupt, ma. Yes, ma. Bookilicious.
This is a really interesting. I have so many anecdotes. You know what? Like I said, my father was polygamous by nature, and he also married different. He had Yoruba, he had English, and he had I don't even know where. But the crazy one of them, all of them was she was that so and my father's from a Muslim family. Or before he died, he converted to Christianity because my mother's Christian. So I thank God for that. But you know what? I would strongly suggest to anyone, if you're going to marry someone or date someone, do not look at their tribe or their religion. If the tribe and religion or the religion you have similar values, that's fine. Like me, I actually was born into a Muslim family, but I was brought up in a Christian way. So I had the freedom of choice to choose my religion. So when my mother growing up said, you cannot marry this, you cannot they say Ondo. I don't know why, but I was allowed to date Ondo. I was allowed to
John told you Allah. What I want to date. Ìjẹ̀bú ò fẹ́ Ondo, Ondo ò fẹ́ Ògùn, Ògùn ò fẹ́ Ọ̀yọ́, èdè kan ò fẹ́.
I was confused. So you know what? I could married her best friend's son. To be in what? And then they were strong, devout prayer. 5 o'clock, by my genius for prayer. Meanwhile, this guy could run anybody if I don't know. If I don't know. He was living a different lifestyle completely.
I'm sure your mom was like, Oshe to love fair.
My mom didn't want. My mother knew him.
Okay.
Because she used to intervene in the disputes that he had with his mother and the fact when he was the only boy I could be, that kind of thing. I didn't know anything now. So when he wanted to date me, I said yes. I got many money because my brother was in the country. But I say he had a history. So what I'm trying to say is this: sometimes we date who is familiar. What is familiar? That is what I went for. I went for someone that is familiar, similar
comfort zone.
Exactly. And he had red flags, but we ignored the red flags because once you go he will change, he will settle down. You know the Christian mentality. You will endure, you will show him love. You be submissive.
You didn't. All those things will never work all those will never work if you hook up with the wrong person, irrespective of their tribe and everything.
But only me were prudence. Meanwhile,
prudence is to
what? He was confused. But when he wanted to divorce me, he now said, I didn't have a clean background. I wasn't squeaky clean. I wasn't. What did you knew all this. She didn't hide anything from me. I didn't hide anything of my. But you see, the one thing
he's just looking for excuse.
Exactly. And I have brothers who married Ghanaians. And the Ghanaians, their mothers poisoned the daughters. Nigerians are this. Meanwhile, my brothers are gentle. Well, one is gentle. Not all of them are gentle. I have brothers playing master for egg, but a small egg, and I know the one that will now. Because I have a younger brother. He's dated Ghanaian. Yes, I know. He's now with a Caribbean girl. Oh my God! Oh, Dad, you come in.
Imagine. Imagine.
They have, wherever my brother goes, she will follow him. Complain.
Imagine. You know, sorry to interrupt you, ma.
I will teach you less. He doesn't mess with her.
Can you imagine? Sorry to interrupt you, ma.
That's okay.
Fabulous. You know that there is this thing about us and Caribbeans. In fact, in this part of the world, we call them Jamo. We believe that anybody from that part of the world will be wild. We have this wrong impression. Oh, Jamo, yeah. You know, and look at what you're saying now. This is what we're saying about being. Don't be stereotypical. People, there are good people. There are good people in every tribe. There is this way we call people, and we have a name of nicknaming ourselves. We'll call the Asians Paki, we'll call the Jamaicans, we call them Jamo. You know, don't go near Jamo, Kiniko. Hey, London, Alaga. Yeah.
My sister-in-law, she's from a different island. She's very gentle, very quiet, very supportive, hardworking. And you know, she gave up her career. She just stayed home.
Loma Buffet.
This is what my brother is doing. This is what your brother is doing. I have another brother, Ghana.
Yeah.
Although you're not, I brought me on the lower.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that, man. I was going to say that we're always pointing fingers. We're always saying, don't marry from these people because they are bad. What about us? What about we? Your own child. You say, Omo mi ole ever feel like baja, but Omo no show badu. So you
can. So I'm from. Okay, let me just. I have 4 brothers from my mother.
Yeah.
And I have 4 other sisters. Like I said, my father was from
polygamous.
Yeah. I have 2 half sisters. My 2 half sisters. One is married to an Englishman.
Yeah.
I'm married. She's not Christian, no.
Yeah.
Any religion, Daniel. But she's been secondary school. She's turned 50 something now. Oh, you bought that say. I have a sister, her brother. Kofoko. Baby mama. She lives there in American Kidney. I keep saying that she has my father's DNA at my papa.
Your daddy.
You know, so the point is this.
Yeah.
You have to know is the person.
Is the person.
It's got nothing to do with their race. Yes, the race, the religion might have an influence. But if you know, if you have the same values, if that person loves and respects you, like I said, I've got a friend to say Igbo. Within 6 months, they met in church. Within 6 months of them meeting, the guy saw my friend in church. I said, I'm going to marry you. And within 6 months, they were married. They're still together.
Imagine 6 months dating and they are still together. How long ago was that? How many years together?
That's 30-something.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Okay. You see, Mama T, can you hear this? Can you hear this?
My ex-husband's first cousin is married to a Hausa Christian. And they're still married to today.
So it's not about tribe. Yeah. Hey, hello, ma, Sister Tina. God bless you, ma. It's not about tribe.
And sometimes when you see something surround you and then you see what is going on, so that thing discourages you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we all base our submissions on our experiences. A lot of people have bad experience. If you're not talking, please mute yourself. Let me mute people because it's interfering with So what I'm trying to say here, people, we've all been able to see. Thank you so much, ma'am. Fabulous Femi. Thank you so much for that contribution. Thank you, Mama T. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bukilicious, Precious, everybody. Thank you. Kemosi, please, you can unmute yourself if you want to talk. If you're on Instagram, we are on TikTok. People are having this conversation. If you want to join us on TikTok, we are still emphasizing on the fact that cross-cultural and interracial marriage is what we're talking about. Why are people saying no? Why, what's the reason people are usually saying no? You can say no to any type of marriage, irrespective of whether they are from the same tribe or whatever, if there is a good reason for you to say no. But a lot of times people say no based on wrong reasons. And most of those wrong reasons, we can't really call it wrong reasons per se, because people are judging based on their experiences with that particular tribe or culture or tradition or from the race. We saw recently a young lady that was murdered by an Oyibo guy. People are saying, but we see Oyibos that that take good care of their wives as well. It's not because he's white, it's not because he's black, it's because of him, who he is. But I want us to look at what I said earlier about how we're always pointing fingers. We are so good at pointing fingers. I'm not sure who that is. Is it you, Mama T? Should I mute that person for a second?
Not me.
Okay, who is that? Okay, so now let's talk about for real. Some weeks ago I saw on social media a conversation that somebody, an older Oyibo woman married a Nigerian guy. They took the guy to America. Maybe but don't know what we her. Where any the guy the guy said, I don't want the woman. The woman said, the woman said she doesn't want the man, sorry. And the guy still want the woman. And now the woman said, no, I'm going to divorce you. I don't care. I'm leaving you. And the guy said, you can't leave me because culturally you have been bound. You have been bound. You can't leave. So now they're not talking about why. She said, according to their culture, a man cannot leave a woman. Now let's talk about one good reasons why people can run away from a particular tribe. One of them, I'm going to kick off this conversation. One of the reasons why you can run away from a particular family or tribe or race is if you do your research. I am still an advocate of making inquiries and finding out where this person is from, what they believe in, what they do, their culture, their tradition. I believe in finding out. This particular tribe, you cannot divorce their men. About traditional marriage, want if whatever, want if so you papo. If you want to divorce them without doing some rituals, you're going to be in trouble.
Really?
Yes, you're going to be in trouble. That person is probably going to go mad or die or something like that.
I heard that on TikTok. Which tribe is that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to now. That would be a good reason for not marrying from that tribe. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get? You're not running away from that tribe because they are all bad, but because of their tradition. Now, because we've talked about the bad reasons why people don't marry. Who is that? Who? Okay, so now let's talk about the good reasons why you can run away from a particular tribe. One of them I've just mentioned. Àwọn ìdílé kan wà, àwọn ẹbí kan wà, àwọn ìlú kan wà tó jẹ́ pé tó bá ti lè fẹ́ wọn, they have some generational beliefs. Àwọn míì tó bá bímọ nínú. I say in this London, somebody had a baby. They said they can't use hot water to bath because of the family they married to. Nílùú òyìnbó, kábíyàmọ́ máa fomi tútù wẹ̀. You understand what I'm saying? Because when we talk about when we talk about generalize, generalize, you can marry from anywhere if they are good. But also, you need to look, rituals, fabulous family, yes, ma'am, rituals. You need to look at àwọn nǹkan míì tó máa ń ṣe nínú ìdílé yẹn that you can't cope with. If that is your reason for running away from that kind of tribe, me, I don't have any problem with that. Like, for example, some rituals, some people, they put you through some rituals without you knowing. Somebody was telling me pé ọ̀rẹ́ òun bímọ nílùú òyìnbó yìí for 8 days kò lè jata, kò lè mú pepper soup, kò lè mú kankan, èèwọ̀ ni nínú family ọkọ ẹ̀.
I'm glad you said this. My mother, I don't know one time, I asked my mother-in-law to send me snake until I've been with her. So she sent it. But the next time she came to the UK, she said, I said to her, does your son know? Yes, because he ate it. I didn't force it. And I didn't know of this. So sometimes you can go into these things and they won't tell you. They won't tell you. It's after you've entered, they will not be telling you things that they should have told you before you enter.
That's exactly why you need. That's exactly why you need to do your homework. That's exactly you need to do your homework.
Yeah, we need to do our homework.
Do your homework and don't be carried away by love.
Me, I will say to my children, if you go to the cafe Niger.
Èyí ò tẹ̀lé fẹ́ Nàìjíríà but kéèyàn ń wo bí tó yàn máa korí bọ̀ ṣe rí àwọn kan wà àwọn ìyàwó ilé wọn tí ọkùnrin bá ti kú wọ́n máa mú wọn lọ sínú ibì kan fún ó lè jẹ́ 41 days wọ́n máa dán gbogbo orí wọn very humiliating.
Yeah.
Very
Exactly.
very humiliating. Yeah. Àwọn míì wà.
No, see, ma, there is can I say something? Sherry, ritually, it happens where I come from. Like obìnrin bẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ marry wọn níbẹ̀ they will call you, they will tell you kí n gbóyún ọmọ àlè wá síbẹ̀ tó bá gbóyún ọmọ àlè wá síbẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé lọ sódò wọ́n á ju ọmọ yẹn sínú odò. So even when I heard about that I was not like, I asked my mom, I said, this thing that you're saying, did they did it for the 4 of us? She said yes. I said Edeba called your ọmọ yín sínú odò. She said she cannot talk.
That might be a good reason for me to say that my child cannot go to that kind of family.
So when my brother wants to get married, so they have to ask the lady like, if this is the ritual in this family, but thank God for crying. This is the ritual in this family. Will you be able to cope or not?
That I love that. At least those ones were transparent, so you can, last weekend, last Tuesday.
For me, I told them I cannot marry from my own. I cannot marry from
my own family. Already. I understand. I was just joking. You know that last week. Yeah.
I've dated a guy from Igbo. My sister,
last week we talked about why somebody can call off a wedding. This is one of the reasons that somebody mentioned. Tradition whatever that there are some families as well. You cannot go and marry an outsider.
But that one, I think when maybe before you get married, if you tell your husband or whatever,
that's what I'm saying. Let me tell you.
It depends because there is a one family there. Please and please. Please just tell me. I don't mind. We are in the Ojubagadi. That we are in public now. Because I don't pray for my husband to pass away. If my husband passed away, me ò need back anybody shoot me lopo nínú ilé yín. And everybody wojú ara wọn. Àwọn ni ẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ ọmọ yín pé ṣé ó fara mọ́ àbí kò fara mọ́ kó jẹ́ kí n máa bá tèmi lọ.
Why did she wait till the wedding day?
I don't know. No idea. So and then I maybe only jẹ́ pé òun àtọkọ ẹ̀ wọ́n ti jọ dì í. She understand? Because ọkọ ẹ̀ lè ti mọ̀ pé you're always doing that. Because tí o bá fẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n, wá fẹ́ àbúrò. So ó wá sọ pé àwọn máa ń pẹ́ lé àwọn but anything can happen.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
At the end of the day, mi ní parọ́ tàn yín o. Ọkọ woman yẹn ó kú later o. Jesus. Ìgbà tó kú, wọ́n wá sọ pé wọ́n máa ń ṣú opó nílé àwọn. Ó wá jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ọkọ. Ìyẹn ó mójú sára ọmọbìnrin. Àbúrò ọkọ náà ó
Very bad practice.
Yes, and they are saying, "Oh man, yes, I'm up with that. I told you."
Ìyẹn gan lè jẹ́ kó máa para wọn tó bá ti fojú sí àyàwó wọn kàn pa yẹn dànù kó lè bá ṣú lóko.
I'm going, yes. Ọkọ mi mo love her, but the only thing I will stay more than 6 or 7 years to honor him. After that, I will get married, and she did.
Wow.
Ó sọ pé owó ò lè fẹ́, ó sì sọ bàtà sọ pé àwọn làwọn fẹ́ ṣí lóko yẹn ní epo kọ̀ ó pìrì. Wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó fẹ́ pé torí ẹ̀ ń kọ́ àwọn ò ní fún ní property kankan.
Ẹ di property yín. Ẹ di property yín.
Wọn ò ní fún ọmọ ẹ̀ ní anything that belong to that boy, that man.
Ẹ lè imagine. You see, that's part of what we are saying.
The only reason why the brothers want to marry the wife is because in Indian Yoruba, the husband's assets go to the wife and to the children, and that's why they marry them, so that the assets transfers to the brother that marries the wife. So I don't know. I don't know. See, that is the children's inheritance. That's selfishness. The accent that Yoruba and Ajubugo, I know that they do is the Igbo and Hausa tribe though.
But I want to ask a question though. I want to ask us something here. You know all this, I don't want to say nonsense. You know, I'm trying to caution myself with the choice of words because we're online. All this funny, all this funny cultural whatever. Whenever anybody from that tribe marries a white person, does it count? When they marry a white person?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you see, the question here,
when people from that kind of tribe, when they marry a white person, does it count?
They always make leniencies for the Oyibo.
For the Oyibo. Somebody said that thing I saw on 90 Days. It's fake.
They will explain the situation to the Oyibo. So they go back. You know what I do? But if the Oyibo says no, I can't, they will make a way, and they will make a way around it. But they will force it on you. Fabulous Femi, trust me, our people do not explain anything to Oyibo. The way we idolize Oyibo, they do not. I wonder.
Okay. Well done, everybody. Somebody's actually saying here that I have a great show. Have to attend to. Thank you. Somebody said Daniel did that. Okay, the incident I was telling you guys about was on a 90-day fiancé or something like that. Somebody said this is fake. Whether it is fake or not, it's very common. There's a lot of tribes and culture in Nigeria that are really, really like almost cults. Then there are some families. Somebody said that Sister Bukilicious Kilo Day. Joe, if you are brothers now. Okay, I'm trying to read what is going on Instagram and TikTok at the same time. You know, I think one of the major things here, what we are trying to focus on here tonight, which I don't want us to be distracted from, is the issue of the pros and cons of interracial and cross-cultural marriages. We're talking about why do people not want their people to marry from other tribes? Sometimes it's not even sometimes, a lot of times it's for selfish reason, it's for stereotyping, it's for, just assuming that, so as a result of that, we've heard people talk here, like what Fabulous Femi said about, people that married from the Caribbean. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you, I never used to like people from that side until I met a friend of mine, very great friend of mine. She's from the Caribbean and she's such a great person. And she married a Nigerian with 3 kids, and all those kids are like in their 25, 22, 24. So people don't stereotype. Then also, when Mama T came on board, the first thing she said was, I would never allow my child to go and marry an Igbo person. I said, why? She said, because a friend of hers had an experience. So people base judgment on their experiences. They base their submission on what they've seen happen. And then we also talk about why our children even go across culture. they go across, races to go and marry, because they say our marriages that there's nothing funky about our marriages. Yoruba to Yoruba, and we're dealing with ourselves. We're doing evil to ourselves. Hausa to Hausa, Igbo to Igbo. So we're saying it's not about where you marry from. It's about who you actually marry. I'm trying to. How do you say your name? Sis, go. How do you say? Is it Gil? The hardship does not even let me know what your name is. One of the sisters here that was talking earlier was saying that.
I think she's Bemi.
She's okay, Bemi. Okay, Bemi. Yeah, she's saying that it's like her star goes with Igbo people. And that happened to my auntie as well. My auntie, today, she's married to an Igbo person. She now has grandchildren in that family. Did she face challenges? Yes. Did she overcome it? Yes. It doesn't mean that marrying from a particular tribe means that you're going to have it all rosy. But please, one thing that we need to stop doing, I married from my tribe. I married from my town, but am I having the best of marriages? No, everybody has stories to tell. I have an auntie as well that was married to somebody from a particular part of Nigeria, Osun State, Ikirun. The whole family was like, nǹkan tí màá yín ṣe bó ṣe ṣe yìí ní pé ó fẹ́ ò bá ti fẹ́ ara wa, ò bá ti fẹ́ ara wa. When the marriage didn't work, so she now waited for years. They said, "Don't marry next. Kó yá marry ara lé o, marry somebody." She now married. Mama T will know what I'm talking about because we are from the same town. This person was from Itunla, and she married from Ado, very close, very very close. The streets like 2 streets away. Man, yeah, she gay bí mo sọ. Ó ṣe gay fún. In fact, ẹni tó ń sọ pé ó fẹ́ ara ibi tó jìnnà gan, ó better in so many ways. They were now saying, kálá àwọn tí rọra mọ̀ ni, àwọn àti jẹ́ kó rọra dúró síbi tó wà. Ẹ̀mí ẹnìkan ni kò jábọ́ sínú marriage yẹn. She married 2 streets away. So what are we talking about here? It's not about where you marry from. It's about who you get married to. It's about the family you get married to. I know some family, they are like cults. Àfi bí cult ni wọ́n. Anybody they want to marry, family wọ́n máa show any gay pro max. And we need to be careful that we don't mislead our children. There is an auntie today. She's in her 60s. She told me one day with the saddest voice ever. She said, "Ìyá mi àti bàbá mi dà lé wọ́n ti bá ti wọn lọ." And here I am, over 60, mo tí lọ́kọ. Kí ló fà á?
Oh my God.
Tí bá mú eléyìí wá, wọ́n ní Ìjẹ̀bú ni. Tí bá mú tọ̀hún wá, wọ́n ní Ìgbò ni. Tí bá mélé wá, wọ́n ní Haúsá ni. Tí bá mélé wá, oríṣiríṣi ọkùnrin náà lé dànù lára. Nígbà tí ó wá dé stage kan, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí chase ẹ̀ kókò lọ múyàn wá. Tí ẹ̀ lọ múyàn kan wá, kò bá jẹ́ divorce. Imagine o. Ìwọ ọmọ yìí, ṣé ò ní múyàn wá ni? She said she was just looking at them. Now both parents are dead. They are gone. Wọ́n ti bá tiwọn lọ. I'm not saying pé kọ́mọ disobey our parents. Now, let's talk about in a situation where you are sure, you're certain that this person is good for you, but the parents are seeing it the other way and they are insisting that you should not go that direction. Ìmí ìgbà ẹ̀ bí wọ́n mọ́ mi kí ló ṣe mí tí a fẹ́ mọ̀ kó ṣe ní ṣùgbọ́n mi ò fẹ́ rí. Yíbò ni mi ò fẹ́ rí. Haúsá ni mi ò fẹ́ rí. Òyìnbó báwo mi ò fẹ́ rí. Okay, mọ́mí kí ló ṣe kò sí kó ṣáà máa lọ ni mi ṣáfẹ́. So then when you look good for it, please let's talk about it. Just in case somebody pick up this video somewhere, what would you advise a young person whose parents are insisting that they should not go for the person he or she chooses, all because of tribe or culture or race, and you know that this person is good for you?
If I were me, I would go for it. Although that time I would disobey my parents. I'm sorry to say that. Because the reason why I won't call my family and there is sometimes like the other lady said, all the parents are gone. And it's only you being that shoe. So it's better to marry the person if you know that this person is really, really good for you. And then you know that at least you understand each other. So that you test to see abusing. And then we ladies as well, we need to caution ourselves. In mean that it's not everything that goes in your marriage you have to tell your parent. Because by saying the small word,
Thank you, Mama T. Bemi, please, do you want to say something? What would you? Because I'm actually before you talk, I want to hear from Bikilicious and Fabulous Femi. You know why? Because Bemi is basically like almost in similar situation. But before any one of them speak, let me just read what somebody said on social media. On Instagram, the person said, "My mom told me never to marry someone from Shagamu." Imagine, oh, this one is also from Shagamu. Due to so around time see what to call Louis. She said because someone due to how her marriage with my dad, who is from Shagamu, broke down. Guess what? My husband is from Shagamu and totally different from typical Shagamu men. What is typical Shagamu men? You see, that's another thing. That's stereotyping. I have 5 brothers and I'm so proud of them. They're all married, no cheating, no nothing. They married from outside Shagamu. None of them married a Shagamites, and they're all doing very well. 5, in fact, 6, 7 brothers. 2 of them are half brothers. 5 of them are my full, brothers. They are from Shagamu and they are doing very well. Somebody also said, my mom told me one day that she was told that he is my husband, and I laughed in French. You see how parents, if she had listened to her parents, do you understand? Now, Becky, please feel free to advise someone on TikTok right now that is going through this. She said her parents are insisting that she should not marry Igbo, and everybody that comes to her has been marrying Igbo and has been Igbo, and they are good to her. That if it's not common here, but the parents are saying no. So, Fabulous Femi, ma'am, I don't know if you're still there. You can advise. What do you think she should do? How can she go about it without actually making her parents feel bad? We know that we cannot shaggy different or biwa. Or if it's Bookilicious, please unmute yourself, ma'am. I want you to advise her. What do you think she can do?
How old is
she? She's 40. She's 40.
How old is she?
40.
40.
Yes. She should have been married. She should have been married long time ago, but the parents are insisting and say, and Igbo say, you should do a mimi.
Look.
And every good man that had come to her that she really likes, they are Igbo.
Is she a woman of faith? Yeah.
I want to believe so.
Look, come on. Her parents are not going to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents are not going to give her children.
Mm-hmm.
If the history is that it's only Igbo that is coming her way, that is her. God, look, God does not lie. God does not lie. And He does not give us bad things. He will not, it says the blessings of the Lord add no sorrow. And I'm a strong believer of that because I have learned the hard way. It's not everything that is good and rosy that is going to be kidding. You want a man that loves you, that will be with you thick and thin. Your parents are going, she's 40. Ojo 30 lo. He's 40 lo. And this man is still willing to marry her at this age. With all this respect, she doesn't need her parents' blessing or anything. She doesn't need the permission or blessing because it is the blessings comes from God, not from man. Yes, Aseka will be one. Yes, but sometimes she has got to that age where she needs parents covering legally, spiritually, morally. What you call that stage here?
Thank you
so
so
she
much,
has the right to step out and choose her husband. Her parents cannot choose their. They haven't brought a husband for her now since. They've been saying no. They haven't brought a husband for her. No.
And she even said, sorry to interrupt her. She said recently she started to opt for a Yoruba man. That before 2 weeks, the man has started showing her Shege Pro Max. that she had to run.
That's where her children. We cannot just look at the person we're going to marry.
Yeah.
But also the children that are going to come out of that marriage.
Yeah.
I don't regret marrying my ex-husband though. Because he has given me beautiful children that are intelligent, that are teachable. So even though he's a good man, I'm not going to take anything. He's a good man, he's a good provider. He just wasn't a good husband. It's a different thing. He's a good father. So
we had a topic here. Can a good father be a good husband? Can a good father be a bad husband? We had a topic here that day.
A lot of Nigerian men have been taught to provide.
They are good. They are good fathers, but they are not good husbands. Oh God, it is well.
Even that good father get as a B.
You get as a B. Yeah.
But we have learned so that there's more to provide it. It's not just financial material. It's also the spiritual and emotional. And this is where a lot of Nigerian men are missing the boat. They can provide a roof over their head. They can put food on the table. But are they there emotionally? Are they there spiritually? This is why you see a lot of women looking towards their pastor for the spiritual access that the husbands are not. Roles that the husbands are not playing. So this woman, she's a woman of faith. Does this evil man provide husband covering? Not just the materialist, not just the materialist provision, but the spiritual. Would he stand in the gap when she's weak? Would he does he show her kind? In fact, forget that the fact that he doesn't show her kindness. He's a kind man. Because a lot of traditional Nigerian men will not marry a woman of 40.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma. Eshegoma, thank you. Becky said, pray about it because that was what I did in my case. Don't stop praying. Somebody said, my family does not want our girls to marry Jebu man. When it was my turn to bring a man home, it was an Ijebu man, Shagamu. My mom told me my dad would never consent. I prayed about it and my dad accepted. And this person that is talking has been married for 18 years. I think I know this person. Yeah, Equato, thank you. We definitely need to now let me quickly say this. Our parents are our parents. I don't want to Bukinisha, do you want to say something, ma'am, before I talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I
ma'am.
want to add something to her. What I actually want to say, just a fabulous message. Yes, our parents are our parents. We are bound to respect them, to obey them, but to a certain age.
Yeah.
We are now a full-grown adult. At this stage. You know, like you will not take out prayer out of it. Prayer should be your first step. You know all the men you have met are Igbos. And like somebody said, it is very, very peculiar for a Nigerian man to want to marry anybody above 35. So that man is still staying. Pray. If it is your pastor that will be your spiritual father for that wedding. You are still on my leg. Otherwise, that's it. You want to be here. You're coming to you know, and some parents can be weapon formed against their children. They will not even know themselves. There might be a spiritual force in that family. They pay marry, and that spirit will use their parents because that is where she will get joy. That is where the family will be liberated and not all Igbos are bad. Some you may have been married. That's so you get to be last born, and you may have been very, very rich, but that spirit that does not want that prophecy to come to pass can go into anybody and say, and your mother is saying they want to die as do it. So pray for the spirit of Atiya, Baba, whosoever the enemy wants to use to scatter my life's journey. It is very important because a lot of things are not
they're not physical. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Not physical, to be honest. So pray about it, and without your parents' consent, if you have told them, just let them know I am going ahead. And trust me, my dear, if you're not careful, I pray that when you get married, you start having children. There's a certain age medically to just pray.
It will be
exactly.
Amen. I pray that it will be easy for you by the grace of God. Thank you so much, ma'am. Delicious.
So, and it is those people that will say now, they won't know that it is age.
Okay.
So pray about it and go ahead. Take your husband to the registry. You might not do elaborate something. Some of them go worry your mother.
Relax. Yes, they will relax.
Traditional.
Yeah.
I would advise you go to the registry and start your life.
Thank you, ma. Okay, baby wanted to say something.
I let me say something. It's not like I'm a medical practitioner.
Yeah.
I have a son, 11 years old son. That's why I'm not really moved by what they are saying again. Because when I brought my son's dad up, he's from Oyo. My dad was like, I'm not bad.
They will not offend them. Oh, yeah, you know, Baba ain't go.
And they just follow me. I was like, okay. So I think the Yoruba guy they really want, no, should be Yoruba. He misbehaved. Thank God, no more day on there with my fucking two fair. No be more fair. Only pay because once I see the red flag, I will just hands off. That's me. So people, my pastor would tell me like, I said yes, because I don't want to know when they are saying what they are seeing. They are not encouraging me to even go in because my son is 11 years old. And he's going to one of the best schools in Nigeria. So to me, if it comes, fine. If it does not, I believe that is the will of the Lord. Because let me show you why marriage as an achievement to me. Because me, my they were doing so I want go on. They don't even say it. Once you want to say it, I will cut you off the phone immediately. Or you are telling me you want to see me, and I would ask you, immediately to back in. So I'm sorry to say, I'm not being disrespectful to my parents. I will block them. The day I want to talk to them, I will message them. So that is what we are doing now. Even my cousins, my sister, I'm from Ijebu, I'm from Ikeneremo. So if they are telling me, in Baoyo marry, I'll tell them, anytime one marriage kill achieve them. Anything is in the draws when we are talking of financially. So that is me, I'm not really bothered though.
I think yes, baby.
My son is my joy.
Yeah, which is good, it's a great thing, but baby, let me say this to you and whoever may be watching. There are some things I said, I'm 52. There are some things I said some 10, 12 years ago that if I know what I knew now, I will not talk like that. Sometimes we talk from experience, sometimes we talk from past hurts, sometimes we talk based on, well, you know what? But later in life, one will sit down and be like, maybe I should have done things differently. Fine, you got a beautiful son, but then and marriage is not an achievement. Don't get me wrong, but marriage is good. I don't have the best of marriage. Don't. I'm not saying it just because no. I have my own challenge that I'm dealing with. Trust me, So, but marriage is good. I have a big sister that said something like this some years ago that is saying, in fact, widowed ni. Marriage, listen, 11. In the next 10 years, you'll be calling him, you'll be saying, Mommy, please, I'm busy. That is just the truth. Even on this show, we've had a lot of different topics. One of the topics that we have had in the past is what happens when couples get old, when children are gone, when there is no longer work. I think keep our busy. In fact, social media go social media more. What happens? That's when we need companion. That's when we now realize that having a companion is good. No, it's not a do or die affair. But I will not say you should say because dagba débi kan so come out about me some or because you want to delay me but mo fẹ́ ṣe ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe ẹ wá ṣe wá ń pè mí ṣe wá ń bá mi sọ. Don't completely put it away. Put it as still one of the things that you're going to do. And thank God you're no longer with them. If God brings a good man your way, to God be the glory. If he doesn't, to God be the glory. But don't completely say, whoa, marriage is an achievement for me and everything. Because I'm not answered. Well, like, your question is of Milano. Ọmọ ẹ pẹ̀lú ọmọ mi ẹgbẹ́ ni. Ó ní màá pè gan kò ní gbé fóònù. Bí ó gbé fóònù gan kò mọ̀ pé mommy, hi, mom, can I call you back? Can I call you back? Wọ́n ti lọ. So very, very soon, èèyàn máa dàgbà, táwọn ọmọ yẹn náà máa dàgbà, tó máa bá tiwọn lọ. You need a companion. And I'm trusting God that God will do the best, But Having said that, the most important thing is, I don't know that almost everybody on this platform tonight are either from Shagamu or from Ikene or from wherever, or, we are so, but the most important thing is we call on your local ballet. And, if parents are going to be the reasons why we are, local family are no. Èèyàn tó bímọ 40 òun less than 60. Mélòó ló kù fún wọn? Wọ́n ti bá bídí wọn, wọ́n ti ká bídí wọn débì kan. So we should learn to also live our own lives. If they don't give consent, you can find someone close, someone that you trust, someone that is older to speak to them on your behalf. That is if you find somebody else and they are still insisting, which I know they won't do anymore. It's not not at this stage. They won't do the hair. I know they won't anymore. You understand? Ó ti dájọ́ wọn lójú. Àwọn gá ti mọ̀ wò pé ká ní mo ti mọ̀ ni. Àwọn gá ti mọ̀ wò ká ní mo mọ̀ ni kí n jẹ́ kọ́mọ ìrora fẹ́ni tó fẹ́ fẹ́ o ṣé mi ti rógo báyìí. Àwọn gá ti máa regret. They are now regretting their action. Don't blame them. They want the best for us. They are acting based on what they know. Nǹkan tó mọ̀, òun náà fi ń hùwà. Think about what careful. Even in that carefulness, the party was too careful you at the end. Àwọn náà mọ̀ lójú wọn, they are protecting their daughter. That is why we need to take it easy on them. They don't understand. That is ṣebí òní mama tí sọ mi báyìí sìn. Párẹ́ ló sọ òun nígbà kan ọmọ tòun fẹ́ Igbo. But listen, I'm sure at the end of this show, she will know that kò sí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Igbo, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe Yorùbá, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe Hausa, kọ́lọ́run kó ṣàjẹ́ káwọn wa kọ́ rí bèrè sọgbà sí ni. I'm not going to lie to you. My daughter said to me once that she's going to go and work. When I finish uni, I'm going to go to Korea to go and work. Money, John torí Ọlọ́run tó bá lọ sọ́run. Man, mo ṣe ń kó wá o. She was like, mom, please, don't go there. I will marry whoever I want to marry. Money, tèmi bá mi ò ṣe ń kó. So parents, sometimes we do it out of care. We do it out of concern, not because we want to actually be, we are also parents. So we're getting to that stage that our parents are. Sometimes they do it out of sincere and genuine care. And because they don't know better, they are acting based on what they experience or what they've seen. Or, some parents definitely act for their own selfish reason without them knowing. And you know that we also talked some weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, we talked about the choices that our parents, we're talking about how we were raised. Our parents, they don't even allow us to make choices of our profession, of our career. Yeah, mama insists with medicine, yeah, you have to do medicine, or you do law. If you don't do law, our parents, because that is where they were brought up, so they assume that we have to. Thank God for this generation. They do what they want. You can only guide them. You can only advise them. My daughter will come home and tell me something. I'll be like, okay, and what do you think? What have you found out about it? You think it's good for you? Why don't you look at it this way? Why don't you try this way? Sometimes she will say, oh, mom, you are right. I should have looked at it that way for real. Sometimes she will say, mom, I have checked and it's fine by me. Because you cannot impose on the generation. And the same thing in the area of marriage. And a lot of parents have misled their children just because of this. That's my auntie that I'm talking about, that she's always been asked out by Igbo person. Eventually, once I couldn't learn you, but eventually, once I couldn't learn. My granddad said, let me just trace your point now. Yes, ma'am. There's this young girl my son was dating some time ago. He just in the situation. I'm not against it, but I said at the beginning of the show that I always wanted to marry a white person. So when I saw her, my spirit was just instantly jotting the window. This is not going to work. Oh, mommy, so wrong. He was so upset, thinking I could send it to Mama. And personally, and I'm sure majority of Nigerian women, once we hear anything Jabo, as a stereotype, we don't like them. I do not like Jamaicans at all. But the lady he's dating now is a Jamaican. He got to marry by and even before I met her, I have seen a lot of changes in my son. A lot. She's a good influence. Good, very, very good influence. So now,
Èmi gan overdo. Tó jẹ́ pé ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan ló sọ pé má má jẹ́ kí girlfriend ọmọ ẹ sọ pé mommy's boy ni. Mo fẹ́ lè bàrà aṣọ tí girl yẹn gan máa wọ̀ because ọkùnrin sùn lè fún. So it's good to let our children choose right.
Yeah.
We see certain things as parents. We
Yeah.
shouldn't be too selfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
thank you so much, ma. That's a very good point to buttress.
I've been married for over 40 years. Oyinbo yẹn learn language. She speaks Yoruba. In fact, we changed her name. I think her name was Gary. Àǹtí Tóyìn la máa ń pè wọ́n kò mi ò jẹ́ ká pe orúkọ ẹ̀ because ó jẹ́ òyìnbó. Àbúrò bàbá mi ni. Ṣé mo lè lárúkọ mọ́ àbúrò bàbá mi lórí? Tí mi bá ti lè lárúkọ mọ́ wọn lórí, wọn ò jẹ́ ká lárúkọ mọ́ ìyàwó wọn lórí. So he named her Olúwatóyìn. So Àǹtí Tóyìn là ń pè pure white American. And they are still together over 40 years. So wọ́n ti ní so many grandchildren.
Oriba Misheni, when it comes to the issue of marriage, Becky said that my dad wanted me to be a lawyer, and I didn't want to. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm thriving in my field of study. Yeah. So sometimes our parents, they can be impulsive. Now, the example that the example she just cited.
Auntie Bumilori, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
Mo ti rí ẹni tí ìyá ẹ̀ sọ pé àti bàbá ẹ̀ sọ pé dandan ni kó become a lawyer. Nílùú yìí ni o, nílùú yìí, ó dẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo course yẹn, ẹ̀gbọ́n how many years ó ń lò ní Ìbàdàn. Ó lò tán, ó dẹ̀ gba certificate yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ wá bá.
A gbé fún ìyá pé ìyá gba certificate yìí.
Ó kúnlẹ̀ dáadáa. Ó ti jẹ́ kó jẹun, ó ní mommy, I want to celebrate something with you. Àwọn ẹ̀bá ní àwọn ọmọ mi graduation kékeré you bring the first class for us, blah blah blah. Thank you. Ó dẹ̀ mú certificate yẹn báyìí.
Ẹ gba certificate yìí.
Tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní mommy, I really appreciate dad. You are very lovely dad. You are very lovely mom. But you want me to become a lawyer. I am a lawyer, bọ́ yẹn, àwọn ò pé bọ́ kí ló try. Ó dẹ̀ gbé certificate yẹn lé wọn lọ́wọ́. Ó ní tó bá ní ọmọ tí ó fẹ́ lọ practice kìíní yẹn òun yọ̀ǹda ọmọ yẹn ṣe wá padà sí school again. Mo lanu báyìí ò lè padà.
It happened to one of the couples tí mo ṣe ìyàwó fún. Ìyá ẹ̀ sọ lọ́jọ́ wedding ẹ̀ ó lọ́mọ olóríire yìí o. Ó ní òun ní kó lọ ṣe particular course báyìí. Ó ní ìgbà tó ti ṣàlàyé fóun tóun ò jẹ́ pé gbọ́ pé òun dẹ̀ filẹ̀ ó wá lọ ṣe course yẹn for real. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ èlò ìṣe ó dẹ̀ gbé certificate wọ́n ṣe wá lọ padà ṣe media àwọn tó máa ń ṣe digital and ṣe broadcasting and journalism. That's what the guy wanted. But the mommy, but why do we have to do that as parents? Why? You know, we can.
On that day I learned. Some of me did enjoy and so I told her, Mom, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, you need to let them. Even if you want to guide them, you can guide them. Because genuinely, some of them don't know better. But once about it, do you understand what this is about? Do you know? Are you sure? I think it might be better for you to do this. Someone is like, no, let them go and do what they want to do. A lot of us are so selfish. Parents, we need to stop being selfish. We need to stop imposing things. And some of us as well, we don't even know that we are selfish. We don't know. And a lot of us, we base that thing on what our parents did to us. I don't know better. That's how my parents did. Nígbà tí yín nìyẹn, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yìí kan ṣayé wọn. Nídìí ìgbéyàwó yìí, a lot of people have been putting, wọ́n ti kó a lot of èèyàn sínú, oh God. Tó jẹ́ wípé they are very, very, sad. I'm not saying that if you choose a man by yourself, you can't make mistakes. You can make mistakes. But at least I'm not paying. But when you push them to go and do, and then you
marry someone that they don't want to marry or whatever, I think then there's regret. I think as parents, first and foremost, as parents, we know our children. Like the sister that said about her son who brought the Ibona instinct. So as mothers, we intuitively know. We know certain things about our children, and we might suggest to them, based on their character, their personalities, and their abilities, we can suggest a career or something for them. I think this is where you might flourish into. But I think the important thing as a parent, because some parents try to relive their childhood or the things that they have through their children. So they channel that energy. Oh, maybe they aspired or decided to be a doctor or lawyer or whatever. Circumstances didn't allow that to happen. So they now channel that energy through their children. Okay, what they weren't able to attain, their children will attain it.
Yes.
But what I would say to parents that yes, you guide your children, give them options, but discuss. Find out why they want to do the profession that they want to do. Because you see, prosperity, there was a time, once upon a time in Nigeria, would a boy tell their parents, go very for Bola? Why should we go to Bola? But now
my dad used to break my brother's balls. Every ball, exactly. But now
the footballers are earning millions. Salary is some people can never see in
imagine. And now everybody, all these Afrobeat artists back in the days, I remember back in the days, people like Pasuma, they used to look at them as Omota. Look at how much money they have now. They're even marrying graduates now, basically marries graduates and stuff like that.
Especially in my family, where they're very academics. And I've got a celebrity cousin. She's doing she's Afrobeat queen. And I remember what's about you do ever calling?
Exactly. Exactly. Hello, kawe, no fi baye je. Hello, me go ori o gbewe. Hello, kawe.
So you see, you harness, and I remember when my cousin went to America to go and she went at a very young age. Her parents released her at a very young age for her to harness that talent. When you see the talent in your child, and you know your abilities of your child, I think that's the problem where we have this, is where parents do not know or understand or even trust their children's decision-making skills. And which is actually a poor reflection on them, not on the child.
Yes.
Because if you have instilled your morals, your values, and your standards, and you know that you have done the best of your ability, and you also accept that your child has free will, because Allah told Dawa, he didn't impose himself on us. We can choose him to be our God.
Benny.
And this is where a lot of parents get it wrong.
Benny. A lot of them are regretting. A lot of them have ego as well. They're not backing out because they already made that mistake and they are too embarrassed to admit to their wrongs. Our parents, our own generations, we know how to say sorry to our children. Our parents never say sorry to you, even when they are wrong. So apparently at this age, we know what is good for us. So we should go for it. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really do appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for your contribution. I'm just going to say a few last things before we close. I will try as much as possible not to make this too long. I just want to say here that, okay, finally, if you have decided to go for an interracial marriage, or you say, okay, this is the person I love and I'm going for them, what are the things that you should put in mind or put into consideration? The reasons why people have problem in interracial marriages, number one, we've said this earlier, they didn't make their findings. They just fall in love. Love is not enough. Trust me on that. A lot of times people just say, oh, I love him and I love him. They're asking you, why do you want to marry this person? I just love him. Even if you're married from your tribe, love is not enough. Trust me on that. So you need to understand that, So bear in mind that there are so many other things that needs to be considered when you marry somebody from a different tribes. Now, I'm going to go through some of the things that you need to look out for. Because if you prepare yourself towards this I'm about to say, it will be easier for you. You're not going to find anything as a surprise. You need to find out that what do they really do? What kind of people are they? Are you going to be able to cope? Is love truly enough? You need to think about that. You need to also understand that you are going to have to adapt a lot. You're going to adapt if you marry somebody from your tribe, but mine outside your tribe, mine outside your culture, mine outside your race. The adaptation is on another level. What Yoruba people will say, this thing is forbidden in my family, may not be forbidden in your family. Bear in mind that you have to adapt. It's not going to be automatic. A lot of people, they want to go into interracial marriage or cross-cultural marriage, but they're not ready to adapt. You need to adapt, Both of you need to adapt. If you're not ready to adapt, then you'll be a problem. Then you also need to understand that in raising children, two cultures are meeting. Two cultures are meeting. There are some people that will go and marry from another culture, and you want to raise that child on your own culture. No, you have to, meet in the middle in the raising of the children, because I'm not going to lie to you, children that are caught up in cross-cultural marriages, children that are caught up in interracial marriages also have challenges that they face. They have their challenges because they don't know where to go. They don't know whether to go daddy's way or mommy's way. It is harder. It is slightly harder for children in interracial marriage and cross-cultural marriage than it is for people from the same tribe. So be ready. Yeah, they have something called, thank you, ma. They have something called identity crisis. So you need to be able to carry those children along. You need to know that in raising children, you have to really, really adapt. You have to also be able to handle pressure from family, whether or not you like it. There will be pressure from family in a way. Even when your immediate family accepts you, the extended family might say, ah, hey, still Lagbaja's daughter. Hey, hey. It's not their own daughter. Oh. They are cousins, uncle, brother somewhere. Oh. But they will shall have a comment to say, "Ah, òyìnbó ló mà lọ gbé wálé, àbúrò rárá ilé ẹ̀." Be prepared for that and be ready to adapt. Be ready to kind of not let that be a problem to you. Also, you need to bear in mind that when your parents oppose, wait, be patient, try and convince them, pray about it, call people to talk to them, try and if all of this fails, you might have to proceed. But please, under no circumstances should you ever stand in front of your parent and say, if you don't want me to marry her in front of you, I will marry him behind you. Please don't do that. I know it's not easy. Just go somewhere jejely, go and marry each other. If you find any member of the family that supports you, whose phone is that? If you find any member of the family that supports you, let them support you. Maybe it's an uncle, there will be somebody somewhere. It means in family mi kankan bá mọ́mọ wá tó bá like ẹ̀ tí àwọn ìyàwó bá láwọn ọ̀fẹ́ èmi á tẹ̀lé ọmọ yẹn o, because èmi understand better. Táwọn àbíyàn bá ní kí mi kọ́ má kí mi mọ́. You will find one auntie that will support your auntie, and if not, go and do what you need to do, but don't you ever do this habit of mama ṣépè ṣépè èpè yóò lè mọ́ mi. Don't do that. I don't think it's necessary. So you can do your marriage, and then bear in mind that both interracial marriage and regular same race or same culture marriage fails. It can fail. Don't stay there and suffer because you don't want to go back home. If you go into it and things are going wrong, don't stay there and say, yeah, ojú wo náà máa fi wò mí o, etí wo náà máa ti gbọ́ o. Don't stay there. Oh, if it works, to the glory of God. If it doesn't work, please don't stay there and die. A lot of people are dying because the parent did not support her. I saw one recently. I'm sure that Bukinishos probably know the story I'm talking about. Our family yìí, ìgbà tọ́mọ yẹn bímọ, ó gba epidural. Ìjọ tó gbé láti hospital níyà ọkọ ẹ̀ fún lẹ́sẹ̀ lẹ́yìn. Ọmọ yẹn ní partial stroke, ó ní partial paralysis, ó ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn wọ́n tún wá ń gún lábẹ́rẹ́ mọ́nú ilé, gbogbo ọwọ́ ẹ̀ bá gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ kò sọ̀rọ̀ síta because she was too scared. Wípé what will my parents say? They told her not to. Yes. I saw the case. Yes. The girl almost died. She was there suffering in silence just because that is why àwọn àbí náà láti ṣọ́ra ká má jẹ́ kẹ́rù bá ọmọ wa jọmọ yẹn ò lè délé sọ. Kò lè délé sọ. She was suffering in silence. So if it doesn't work, please go back to your parents. Ọlọ́mọ burúkú ò ní lè fẹ́ kún pàjẹ́. The prodigal son tried. He went out, it didn't work, and one day he said, you know what? Pátápátá ìwọ̀n pariwo lé ẹ lórí oníranù ṣe bá ní kó má fẹ́, ó dẹ̀ lọ fẹ́. Then also during traditional marriage, during the traditional marriage ceremony, that is if there is one, make sure that you meet both cultures. Àwa Yorùbá are very, very domineering. Chai, àwa Naija, tá bá fẹ́ aráàlú mi báyìí, during traditional marriage, àwa la fẹ́ wà in control. Ó dẹ̀ máa ń cause wàhálà. Sometimes the marriage is not supposed to even have problem. Ibẹ̀ ló máa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Táwọn the other side máa feel less important. Let us understand that we are two cultures, we are meeting, and we should meet in the middle. Please, ignorance is not an excuse. Find out. Do your homework. Like irú ìtàn sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó jẹ ẹja ní tó bá ti bímọ, wọn ò ní jẹ́ ó jẹran, omi tútù ló máa fi wẹ̀, omi gbóná ló gbọ́dọ̀ fi wẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá bímọ, wọ́n máa ń gan ni. Bàbá bímọ, wọ́n máa ń find out so, you know. And I hope that, you know, a lot of people that are hearing this will be able to work on it. I think I've got a couple of things to just say to round up finally. It will be nice. It will be nice for us to understand that there's absolutely nothing wrong with interracial marriages or cross-cultural marriages. Just like in every other marriage, things can go wrong. Things may not work. It doesn't mean it's because you married this person from this particular tribe. And there is no perfect tribe, please. There's no perfect tribe. There's no perfect race. So àìmọye ẹni tó fọmọ ìlú ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ìyà tó ń jẹ báyìí, ìyà tó ń jẹ ó ju ajá tó sá lọ wọ mọ́ṣáláṣí. Telling you, there's no perfect race. Yeah, when it comes to marriage, orí bá mi ṣe ni. I always say it. Yeah. Christian ni Muslim ni kíní ara àwọn tó fẹ́ unbeliever. Tó ń ṣe dáadáa ara àwọn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ kọ́lọ́run má jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ wa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé ni. Let us pray. Let us trust God. Let us not block ourselves from our blessings. Don't stereotype. Don't assume that it will never be good, because once you stereotype, wọ́n ní tí èèyàn bá dijú báyìí kéèyàn burúkú kọjá, tí gbogbo èèyàn tó dá nínú family yẹn máa fi kọjá, èèyàn ò ní mọ̀. Don't stereotype. Anybody can be good. Anybody can be bad. You know, kọ́lọ́run kó jọ kó gbà fún wa. It's been an amazing evening, guys. I really do enjoy this conversation. I was going to avoid this particular aspect because we do a particular aspect of this show as well, where we call it Abala Kini Kinse. I was going to avoid it, but somebody's already reminding me that don't forget. So thank you. Thank you so much, Fabulous Femi. So beautiful to hear from you. Thank you, Baby. Thank you, Mama T. Thank you, everybody. The Abala Kini Kinse, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'll just quickly say something about, because I was going to run away from this show, but somebody saying don't forget this, because people actually enjoy people enjoy these parts of the conversation. And the one I'm going to bring up to us tonight is about a man that's actually him and his wife have been together and they have been suffering together and everything, but the moment money came, this man became a monster, you know, showing the wife Shige Promise, left the house, went away, went to marry another woman, and did not look back. So on one of the occasions, him and the newly found love were traveling, and they were involved in an accident, and the man became paralyzed. The woman, after the woman carried bag, leave him. The other woman wasn't hurt. It was the man that got seriously injured. So they are now calling the wife to come to the hospital. Wait now. Wait, they are not calling the woman.
You're crazy. They were confused.
You people have not even finished hearing the story. They called the woman. The woman got to the hospital. They needed to do surgery for the man. The woman does not have access to his phone. They needed money. There is money in the account, but the woman does not even have access to the phone. So the man was there suffering, struggling, but the woman does not even have access to his phone to be able to transfer money to the people.
It's a law of karma. Now, karma is a karma. Return back to him. Exactly. Yeah. Excuse me, ma. She woman get
thank you, precious recruitment. Thank you, precious recruitment. Thank you.
I don't like have story, ma. Complete it.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm trying to drop this person. 1 second. I'm just trying to. Why can't I drop her? Don't allow me to drop you. Just me. It's not allowing me to drop it. So, anyways, this is a man that has refused to create me. She drop. She can put 1 bed to pay me. 1 second. Okay. So this person now, when they eventually shall manage to, this lady that was said she has been calling the man, the children I need, blah blah blah. The man said, "Kò sí kọ́bọ̀ lọ́wọ́, nígbà tó máa share account. Owó ń bẹ o, ẹ má máa bá mi dájà, kò sówó, owó ń bẹ. Owó rẹpẹtẹ. The man is in millions, and the first wife has been suffering. She's been gallivanting about with the other woman. So people are now saying if the money that they need for the surgery, she has already been able to eventually give it to them, and she now found plenty other money in their account. Now they are now saying, if you were that woman, what would you do? The man is still there, lying there, not able to move.
They're not divorced now. She's still his legal wife.
Yes.
So the fact that he's disposed of or whatever. Anyway, she has the right under law, in the eyes of God, to dispense with his money.
In the presence of God and humanity.
Exactly. It's her right. It's her right. I don't know who say the man is wicked. You know, some men they will think baby, I want your law as if they have life and no, but I don't do all.
Ó fi ìyàwó ẹ̀ lẹ̀ ó lọ ń galavant pẹ̀lú kíní. Wọ́n wá accident yìí kọ́kọ́ tí ṣe yẹn ti gbéjà.
That is it.
Ìyẹn ti gbéjà ẹ wá ń pè ìyàwó lédè ó struggle títí ìgbà tó eventually wọ́n fún ní pen ó ṣáà manage láti kọ kíní kan. Okay, àti wá share account báyìí o. Owó tí ìyàwó lé tó fowó tọ́jú. Ìyẹn wá rí pé plenty money is in the account.
Any woman, if you're in this situation, I don't care what anybody's going to say. Look after yourself, look after your children. Look after yourself, look after your children. Because you see these men, can easily walk away from you and your children.
So this woman now, number two questions. What should she do with the money she found out? Number two is, should she stay to look after the man? You know?
When the man was paying, providing for her, she didn't go anywhere now. And the man is incapacitated. And she means the hospital that will be looking after him. And she will use his money to look after him. But where's she going? So she'll continue to stay there now. And she'll use his money to look after her, the children that she had for him.
Okay.
And make life easier for herself. That's simple as that. She shouldn't feel guilty about anything.
Okay. So, Lucilicious, what do you think, ma'am?
It's a legal right.
Okay, ma'am. Lucilicious, what do you think?
The man is incapacitated.
Yeah.
Me myself and me. And I need to work for housekeep. Without his family's knowing that he move away. I went here because you got to abandon was silly, truth be told. At the road of our baby, I went here most of the time. I was anymore. One more, I let it. Oh my, okay, to fancy, but I want to talk about fancy. And they know when the men start having children, more than just so now inform the family. Anybody to our hospital, because what I've told you, I'm not running away. I took my boy and to become more.
Ẹ̀yin lé o. Lẹ́yìn táwọn bá clear account ẹ̀ àwọn tún máa gbowó tọ́jú lọ́wọ́ family ẹ̀. Wow.
Àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ ló máa mọ owó tó máa fi treat ẹ̀ because owó tó yẹ kó fi treat tọ́jú èmi àtàwọn ọmọ ló fi ń gbálẹ̀ so mo ti gba portion ti tèmi so now owó tó máa fi treat ẹ̀ Come and be a little. I'm still there. I'm not running away. I'm still there. Because
it's really tough, because it's really tough because a lot of people were saying that woman, the question she's asking, people were saying the question she's asking is very stupid. Why would she even be asking us? Automatically, you know, she was the one asking the question that what would you have me do? What's your advice? What should I do? What should I not do? And everybody was
inform the family. The problem we have in Nigeria is this. And I noticed this, especially on Twitter, a lot of men do not like it when wives say they have rights in marriage. And they believe that, it's when they marry the woman through registry that they have it. No, once you're a wife, what you're long at a young, everything that belongs to him is yours. It's yours. You don't need a piece of paper, and you do what is right. You take what is right for right. Oh, believe me, yeah. Ṣùgbọ́n tó gún bá dé sọ́kùnrin yẹn, wọ́n expect kóbìnrin yẹn kójú òun ló máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Exactly. So for better, for worse. So you take the good, you take the bad. When you see, the thing is this: they want women to be subjugated to suffering as a wife. Suffering, God forbid, suffering is not our portion. It's not my children's portion. Amen. Me too. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that marriage is about suffering. It's life. If life happens, but you're supposed to do it together. But when we have suffered with them, when the going is good, that's what they know. They'll go and carry one small girl that doesn't know their beginning. In fact, it's funny how things manifested. It's so common now. The sacrifices that you have made, the prayers, the night vigil, the sacrifices that you have made, the things that you have done to support him, and there's this, and they can't see anything. Can't see anything. Can't say anything. No. Anyways, I think everybody has said well. We've spoken well. Sometimes, I love what Fabulous Femi said about karma. Karma is real. This could happen both ways. If you're a woman and you're not being nice to your husband, you know what's going to come after you. And if you're a man, you're not being nice to your wife, God has a way of showing you Shege Pro Max. And obviously, I don't even know what I would have done in that situation, because some of us are too, I don't even know what word to use. But obviously, finding out that you have so much money in your account when your family has been suffering, and you're chasing after a woman that does not know how you suffered, does not know how you and your wife are, sad gone. And I don't even know what eventually happened to the man, whether she made it or didn't make it. But obviously, if I were that woman, I will make sure that I protect myself and protect my family and my children. Because God forbid, over that family, Ọlọ́run tó mọ̀ jẹ́ kí o rí gbogbo kinní yẹn kó tó di pé ó di ọlọ́jọ́ dé. It's an opportunity for you to tidy up your house and keep your house in order, so that you don't continue to suffer the suffering even after the man had died. And I'm just hoping that people will learn to commit to the marriage that they said they want to have. It's so bad. There's so many. We did it about 3 weeks ago. The pandemic of cheating and doing all sort of things in marriage is just too much. It's almost becoming like Ashwebi. Everybody is doing it, and they're making it look like, what's the big deal? It's no big deal. There's a lot of big deal in it. And God has a way of dealing with them. They can never get away with it. So having said this, everybody, it's been a very fabulous evening. Let me borrow Sister Femi Fabulous's name. It's been a very beautiful evening. We've had a very great conversation. And I believe that someone somewhere would have picked one or two things in this. We've concluded there's nothing wrong in interracial marriage. But before I close, guys, I have one not very pleasant announcement to make. Please bear with me. I have a little girl that is going through heart problem. I have their details. Okay, is this in this phone? I happen to know the family. He's a 13-year-old. I'm going to post it on my page even after this. 13-year-old, and he had heart condition. They said they needed up to 13 million naira to fix him. We have done the little I could. I've called a lot of people to do the little they can. I don't know if anybody will be able to support in this. I've never done this on my platform. Never, ever. If anybody will have anything to support this little girl, I'm going to post it on my page. They said that she has few days to go. She has to go for that surgery ASAP.
and they've done everything. Out of the 13 million, they were only able to raise about 6 point something million. And the hospital is not proceeding with the Omota team. I don't know what happened. So if anybody will not want to support after this, it will be really, really appreciated. And I want to say on that note, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. When I post, I'll post I'll post the girls' details and all of that, and the accounts, normal account that some people have to pay into. I want to say thank you to everybody that has joined me tonight and made this conversation beautiful. I am hoping and praying that everybody will find peace, because that's what everybody wants. Whether you are black, white, you are Hausa, you are Igbo, you are anything. I pray that every home that is going through trauma would, God will give us peace. And those that are yet to make a choice will not make the wrong choice in Jesus' name. Bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ fún wa lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé ó máa ń hun ní ká jẹran pẹ́ lẹ́nu, ṣùgbọ́n òun fa ọ̀nà fún kò ń gbà fún wa. Tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, a ò ní rí jù báyìí lọ lórí ètò lẹ́yìn ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional marriage and more with Bùnmi Midorias. Ó tún di ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára Ọlọ́run àti tó pàdé lórí ètò yìí. Àmọ́ kó tó di kó dìgbà yẹn, mo ń fàsìkò yìí sọ fún wa wípé èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù, lílọ ni mo tuntun ti ń lọ yìí. Ogun ó lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi, ó dé kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ tiyín. Àlàáfíà, ìdùnnú, ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ tí mo fi yín sílẹ̀ ní, òun náà ni máa padà wá bá yín lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Wọ́n fàsìkò yìí gbàdúrà wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígun, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kò ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye. Instagram. Thank you so much, everybody. Instagram, YouTube, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody, many keys away. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Fiona, thank you so much, man. Let's talk traditional wedding. Yeah, ètò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Give them. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on TikTok. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on TikTok. Hey, ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye. Bye.